dungeons.
Oh.
DCK.
I see what you did there.
John,
You're in
Logic
space right now.
to all this
The
conversation.
volume measured between the walls of your room could be considered a space.
and also a dungeon.
And also, mine's definitely a dungeon. The size of this room. So, after acquiring many levels of the space aids. Oh, should we wait? Should we wait for?
Yeah,
Richard
let's wait.
here?
Wait. Oh, she's gone. We're all waiting.
Kyle's saying hi. David, Kyle, and Fiddy are all saying hi to you. They see you walking up the stairs.
She's like, "Fuck you. I don't give a shit."
That was
I don't give a fuck.
That was a courtesy wave if I ever seen one.
Probably
Well,
farted on the way up the stairs.
Because I just sent a text to her, so I was explaining the text, and because I can send it from my computer, I'm just gonna copy and paste this to you guys.
Dear Steph, I won't be around for the rest of the night.
How do I type in this window? How do I type in the window? I can't type in this chat window.
Wait, really?
You should be able to. Oh, do you have the video too big? Click that arrow, bottom left to.
There is no arrow right
Close,
now. I know where it is.
close the little message bar up at the very top.
Oh, that is the goddamn.
Yeah, I know, because it threw me off too last week.
This is what I sent to her. This is a text I just sent her.
Dear Steph, I'll see you tomorrow morning.
I just thought I was like, man, it's probably pretty weird to just hear me talk about AIDS all this time. One-sided conversation. I just didn't want her to be like,
What is going on? Like
celebrating AIDS so hard. I'm
Just
laughing.
really, just staring at her wedding ring, like contemplating over a glass of wine.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is, so it's called Space AIDS. Dave's character.
He's got the VD.
Everyone has AIDS.
So, on that note, you arrived at the Acreon, the battered yet faithful mining ship of the Hardscrabble Collective. The ship whose contents in tow, a quote-unquote drift rock, are currently under intense litigation between the Hardscrabble Collective and Astral Extractions, a very powerful and well-connected corporation in the Pact Worlds. You were hired by His Excellency, the Ambassador of Eox himself, the one, the only, Gevalos Knorr, an undead necrovite, a
big ass
Librian,
head.
with a big ass head, a Librian, the dominant race of the planet Eox. He had requested that you basically take along his recording device, non-optional, and investigate the ship and the contents that it towed back in this drift rock. You were offered a hefty sum, which paired up nicely with your recent acceptance as neophyte Starfinders, and provided a loaner shuttle which would send you all out to this ship in this quarantine zone, which was out past the Armada, the ring of ships that surrounded the Absalon station.
And that's the one that left us, right?
Yep.
It's the same, the ship that you, I think Rue, saw flying back towards the station unpiloted.
You jumped for it.
After you had loaded the cargo that he had specially on the sly asked you to find and return to him. You've encountered some strange alien creatures unlike anything any of you had ever heard of before. You encountered Sweet Bibble, the bomb building space goblin, and the less talkative, some would say less favorite space goblin Philsix that D1 and Rue were using to walk about the Acreon and open every door in case there were some other surprise traps that they had rigged up on the ship. Obviously,
We would never do
the
that.
first one, D1CK, felt the full wrath of. Probably leaving some decent dents and scorching on your beautiful can-like exterior.
Nothing I can't bang out, if you know what I mean.
You
know
uncovered
what you mean.
some captain's logs from the Acreon indicating that everyone had basically abandoned ship and headed for the Drift Rock in a abandon all hope sort of last attempt to get off their vessel, which was clearly infested with these creatures that came from these very valuable looking gem-like cocoons. You all know firsthand that the creatures do in fact emerge from these things. Finding yourself in a similar situation, clear from the goblins you encountered that their ship was either stolen or haphazardly not parked so good. You were all here on a ship whose power you managed to restore, but due to the quarantine restrictions, you can find no way to actually enable it to fly. Those of you of the higher intelligence could probably safely assume that anyone aboard a quarantined ship trying to remove that ship from a quarantine zone and fly back to a space station armed with many, many, many weapons would probably not be received too well. You've allowed yourselves to be put into this position, and you'll have to see
Why
what
you gotta say it that way?
to get out of it. But I'm sure you'll have plenty of questions for those who helped put you here, present company excluded. It was with that, and with a slight improvement in your space aids condition, that you, again after a little bit of rest in one of the secure rooms, at least so you felt, you took that rest, your conditions improved a bit, and you decided to spacewalk your way from the Acreon down the tow cables to the Drift Rock, where I think Rue or D1 spotted a cave-like opening that you are now floating into.
A space dungeon.
Fucking Nor. I'm saying that as we enter this goddamn cave. That son of a bitch didn't want answers. He wanted his goddamn package and a scapegoat.
I have two things to say to you. Firstly, Nora's name backwards is Ron, and I find that hysterical.
Well, his new name in my book is Ron.
Secondly, put
Looks
this
like
in
a
your
fucking
mouth.
Ron.
And then D1 chips a little piece of the rocks off the wall, and he hands it over to Richard. Put
To
this
put
in
into
your
my
mouth.
mouth?
Suck on
My
it.
mouth?
Yeah. Does it taste salty to you?
I can't reach into my spacesuit, D1.
What kind of
Just tell me the sodium levels.
analyzing for sodium?
Just imagine like you kind of like suckling on this like raw piece of grimy, only partially exposed like calcified rock that vaguely tastes like salt.
If he could put it in his face, but we're in
Yeah.
space.
Yeah. Yes.
When you tested it, where do you
Speaking of
insert the
which,
test tube?
You are easily able, because of the walls and the ceiling, you're able to and the slight jet propulsions built into your suits that you got from Erebani Arms. You're able to float with some level of control, but you are in fact floating. There's not enough atmosphere here for you to have any sense of gravity.
Oh.
Okay.
So if we get punched, we're getting punched all around.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
So the sodium levels are vaguely sodium-like, just a little bit, right?
Just a little bit.
All right. Do I detect? Does the rock look a different color than usual? Is it just standard rock?
You talking about the rock here?
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, I was only humoring you
Well-
from the supplies you got from the galley back on the ship.
Oh.
While he's inspecting,
This
oh, yeah,
rock
sorry.
has nothing remotely resembling sodium.
Oh.
Well, he's inspecting the sodium levels in the rocks. Uh, Dick wants to look for like the only thing he kind of knows how to from his time on planets, a little bit more civilized, is he wants to see if anybody's left a trace.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. And now bear in mind, I'd like to kind of know how you're proceeding, and you don't have to. We don't have to get. I don't want to get too caught up in like the details of like I'm lighting a torch and doing all this shit or whatever. But it is fucking black, pitch black in here. Other than like maybe there's some ambient light coming off of like your suit, your equipment. Maybe someone has lit like some kind of torch or flare or
We-
some sort of
we all
How does
electronic.
dark vision? How does
Yeah.
dark vision work for something when it's completely black like this?
So dark vision.
'Cause we all got it. We're cheaters.
Yeah.
I think we all do, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Drought. I don't remember if Drow does.
I think it's
Could
let me
you?
triple check and it's because it's slightly different than D&D.
We
But
see better right now.
the idea is pretty much going to be the same. Like if you have a little bit of light, you can see up to a small radius.
Okay.
But like I think it's only in black and white, and you're still susceptible to like it's not perfect, right? You're still susceptible to kind of tripping up and things like that. So let me just let's pull up the full rule here. Hold on a sec. So
Oh, I wonder what the goblin has. I wonder
so
if he has
it is
special
black
shit.
and white only. You can't see any colors. It doesn't allow you to see anything that they could not see otherwise. Like it's not like infrared. Invisible objects are still invisible. Illusions are still visible as to what they seem to be. And the presence of light does not greatly affect you. But you are able to see with no light source at all, up to a range
Oh.
specified in your dark vision ability. So
Check it.
Drow can see. Do they have dark vision? I don't remember.
yeah,
I'm looking it up, but I don't.
I think it might
see
be
them
under
saying
like
that. Oh,
keen
they do.
senses.
dark vision. Yeah, I'm just blind.
That's a funny joke.
Does it specify a range on it?
60 feet.
Okay, yeah, I think that's pretty standard. And now I don't know,
Mine,
Richard.
I
I don't
don't
know if
have it on me.
Let's double check.
Disease and death. Bleed, disease.
Richard, you also have dark vision. That's true. And then yeah, and you do as well. D1. So yeah, you all have dark vision. So
Yeah.
you've got a limit. Yeah, you've got a limited range.
But it's
of
like
vision.
60 feet
So
though, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's not too
pretty
bad.
big.
Not too bad.
Normal viz.
Okay. So, I mean, everything you've seen so far, like, indicates just a rough-hewn cavern. Let me just pull a couple things up here. But if you want to take a moment on your side to do, I don't know, any additional recap or maybe describe how you're going to be, moving forward here and what exactly you're going to be doing as you move through this area.
We probably want to keep it dark, yeah?
I think that's a good idea. Phil 6, how far can you see? Describe to me the furthest thing you can see right now.
I imagine you're holding up your fingers.
Yeah, there's like
No.
3, like it's a middle finger. Like, what do you see?
And just to be clear, Phil 6, is he unarmed currently? Like you've not given him any weapons?
We gave him a laser.
I think
pistol,
you
I
gave
last
Bibble.
Yeah.
I think you gave Bibble one before he got eaten by the Akata.
time.
And on that note, let's just have one moment of silence for Bibble as I remove him from the combat tracker.
Is Phil
Goodbye,
6
Bibble.
like PTSD because of it? Yeah.
Goodbye, Bibble.
You got AIDS. You got AIDS. You got AIDS.
He's just regular ass dead. I'm the one who's like, I'm sick of
Yeah,
him.
He's gotta live
Well, he
with
got
it.
AIDS,
Sick
then
in
he
my
died.
mind.
He got the fatal space AIDS.
That went straight past HIV.
Yeah, full, dude.
Full
positive.
blown.
Positive.
Full blown.
Full blown, man.
So, before you left the Acreon, do you? We can retcon whatever you like. Do you equip Phil 6, or is he just a prisoner in tow? Is he bound? Is he walking freely? Oh yeah.
Uh, oh,
Do you think we should arm the goblin?
let us first inquire. Phil 6, how much air do you have left in your suit? How long have you been stranded in space?
Sorry. Phil 6. So your first question. Actually, let's circle back. I didn't hear if you replied, but from the Acreon to the Drift Rock, what's Phil 6's situation? Is he free? Tied up?
Yeah, he's free right now. He's
yeah,
not
he's
Free
straight
right
up.
now. Okay, sorry.
He's a free-range goblin. Yeah.
Free range goblin.
Because we were all under the understanding,
Yeah.
from my understanding, that
We all just wanted to
if
get
we're
the
gonna
fuck
get out
out
of
here.
this,
Yeah,
we got to be together.
makes sense.
And his ship got stolen. He's feeling down on his luck.
Okay.
You know, his best friend
Best
just
buddy's
got
down.
murdered.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah. He's had a tough time of it.
Get this retard.
Yeah, I think he also made some mumbly comment about he never got a chance to prove whether or not he could make bombs.
Well,
Bibble
now
was
he's the
kinda
boomer.
stole last time. So he's I could see you up there, and he kind of points and indicates that basically he can see just as far as you all can.
Oh.
I hope Bibble appears to him like Obi-Wan does with the Force.
The blue goblin. It's making goblin noises.
but it's more like he's like backseat bomb building the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
people wouldn't build it like this. Phil 6. Ah, man. Yes. And then beyond that, like D1, he kind of just like grumbles at your questions. Like, I don't know. We were on ship for just half a day, and then monsters came. And he kind of goes and rambles through like a few thoughts. It's hard to tell exactly from him how long he thinks he was on the ship. But you feel like he's indicating a time period of no more than a day.
Phil 6, this may be controversial, but I believe you deserve this. Make sure you don't point it at us. And then I hand him out of our party inventory. Right now.
Okay.
Inventory. I'm giving him an
What are you giving him?
giving him an arc emitter. Tactical.
Holy shit, okay.
This is like
leave it in the
giving
party
him-
inventory for now, but I will have
Yeah.
him use that. It's a two-handed blast stun with only a
It's bigger
15.
than him.
It's like
I
a
think this
shotgun.
is like giving him a crown of intelligence, really.
Yeah.
It's like giving him like this big old school sort of like electric shotgun.
I
But
believe
the-
in you, Phil 6.
But the opposite direction.
Yeah. Make sure you point away from us.
He's like looking down the barrel, being like, Phil 6, wonder what this does.
There's like electricity coming off the front of it.
As he looks in the barrel, Dick goes, "Not like that, Phil 6. Keep it pointed forward at the enemies."
Perfect.
Here you go, buddy.
Let me see if I can edit this. Hold on.
What's the worst thing electricity ever did to anyone?
And then I say to Phil
famous
6,
last words.
"Whatever you point this thing at, prepare to kill it. If you're gonna point it, you gotta pull the trigger."
It'll make a boom noise.
Okay, I'm gonna make a little thing here so I remember to get this thing. Perfect. Okay, he's
Rude
like
disapproves.
takes this thing and he's like walking around like little almost waddle like trying to wield this thing, but he's got a grip on it.
But
No
we're in
gravity,
space.
right? Yeah, no
Yeah,
gravity.
yeah, you're right. He's like almost sinking down with it and then pushes off the ground and then floats from one side to the other. And
He's gonna blow himself up.
And us with him.
Yep. I like it though.
Space.
A little danger.
Okay. All right. Well, in what is clearly a dark and black and white graphic scene with all of your dark vision eyes activated or equipment, you are floating through this narrow caravan.
It appears we have a left or right situation up ahead. What kind of men are you?
Did I come up with anything as far as like when I was trying to sense for anybody who's left a trace?
Oh, yeah.
You
See
Yes.
footprints?
Let me take a look at your.
Let me just see what peripheral I feel like using tonight.
Yeah.
Just take a look here at the desk. Turn the old light on. Okay. Steam. Don't fuck with me.
When you're ready,
Yeah.
inside these roughly 15 to 30 foot cavernous like corridors that you're floating in, you may make a perception check as you approach a fork in the road here.
Using the Steam controller?
I'm creating a routine. So if this works, it's my superstition. I'll have to do it every time I roll.
All right.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
And go.
All right. What am I rolling?
Perception.
Perception.
What I perceive.
Oh, 16's good.
Ooh,
That's
okay.
good. Did you percept?
You are still getting that -2 in there, but that didn't seem to hold
That's
you
lovely.
back too much.
God damn it. Forgot about that.
Actually, hold
Kind
on.
of like look at your dick a little bit.
You are back on weekend, so let me just move you over here.
Oh, can
Move
you
over.
yeah, can you push the do we all have that? Can I have it?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Oh, because we also have what's his lips? Well, what's his robot's lips?
Hello.
He gave us this thing. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
D1 unit.
Yeah.
I gave you salt and water.
That's right. And spoonful of salt and water helps the AIDS go down. You know?
Yeah. Oh god.
It's like Space Mary Poppins.
It does not have any effect really.
So you are still sickened and fatigued, so you cannot run or charge, which shouldn't be a problem in space.
Okay.
But you do still have that penalty on there. Let me just.
Gotcha.
Rue, you are disease-free, but you still at times kind of feel your skin crawl a bit, because you've only had one success check on
One more and you're home free, right?
this guy. But you are both. That's my crudely scratched ones that are drawn next to you here. These are one success check each.
So
Perfect.
if he gets the second one, he gets out of disease, right?
Yeah, if you make 2 success checks in a row, you beat it.
Can
Now,
you roll
obviously, anything you can do when it comes time to roll that to improve your chances of success, especially if you're right on the cusp of a full recovery, is highly encouraged.
So if you fail that though, do you stay at your current state? You don't like go down.
No, you go down.
Can you roll those anytime you want?
It's once a day.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it's not during combat.
Unless you get bit
Perfect.
by something carrying the disease that gives you a chance to slip even further and deeper into.
So if you get bit by the same
spaces.
thing, you get it worse.
Intent.
They'd have to bite you. You'd have to fail at your saving throw again, and depending on how bad you failed, there's a chance you could slip further down the track.
Be careful,
So there's
my
quite a
fleshy
few
friends.
things that you'd have to fail at, but obviously we've seen that that's very possible.
Hey, yeah, that's no problem. We got this.
We're great at failing at things.
So, gentlemen, are you a left man or a right man? Oh wait, we still didn't get the answer.
Yeah,
did
what
we
did
get...
I say?
Sorry.
I defer.
Yes. We got a few sidetracks here as we get back into the things. You see tracks going in both directions. At least enough enough disturbance in like some of the debris and rubble on the ground that indicate that something has touched down at times while floating through here, and disturbed things down each corridor. Um,
Okay.
and from what you can tell, it's something that would have happened in the last 24 hours.
Hey, Richard, what you staring at, buddy?
Well, there's a lot of fresh tracks going both directions.
Damn it.
I say we
Can
go.
you guys make anything of it?
I take the D1 unit gets down on one knee and he tastes a footprint. He tastes another footprint. Are they the same type of spacesuit? Or are they different spacesuits?
They're not exactly footprints per se, so
Oh.
it's just signs of disturbance in the corridor here.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I look up at the ceiling. Do I see like any kind of claw marks or any disturbance like on the walls or the ceiling as well? Or does it only seem to be on the sandy grains?
No, it's from floor to ceiling. You're kind of spotting signs of something passing, and
Okay.
in the ceiling to the northeast here, where that red arrow currently is pointing,
Mhm.
you see a small sort of ripped swatch of cloth.
Oh.
I
Oh, it's black and white to us.
I start walking the way and say, "There's something up there."
I float along behind him, but I hug more towards the ceiling.
Okay.
Phil 6, maybe you should take the number 3 place and I'll follow up the rear.
In fact, I completely reorientate myself so that my feet are like walking on the ceiling.
Okay.
That's
I like
awesome.
that. There you go. That's what I'm looking
A
for.
little flavor.
Yeah, take me to Flavor Town.
Your up
Hmm.
is our down.
That's
Yeah.
right, 'cause we're floating.
Yeah. Okay.
Are there like debris floating around us? Are there like little pebbles and rocks and shit floating around?
I mean, I would say like as Richard kind of like examines the scene and like examines a part of a wall, like little bits of rock sort of float away and drift around. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna take the rear up.
And you're asking
Hey.
Phil 6 to fall in between everyone. Okay.
Richard Rue, I'm
Mounts.
sending Phil 6 up.
Okay.
Okay.
And his
You-
arc emitter arcs electricity and sparks in the dark.
We're gonna have a goddamn Inception fight here,
This is gonna be terrible.
Damn right.
So-
I'm gonna run
Inception
around the
hallway.
walls.
right?
I'm gonna do that
Awesome.
whole Joseph
It's the perfect
Gordon-Levitt
moment. Yeah.
right around.
And I'm gonna do the old reach around. Dude, I was playing basketball yesterday with everybody at work, and I was trying to think of what the name of the Mighty. You remember the Mighty Ducks, the two dudes that like banged each other's heads around? What did they
Yeah.
call each other?
I don't remember.
Well, I said the Bang Bros.
Oh, I think it is something
No,
like that.
And then I was like, wait, I mean the Bash Bros. But it was too late. I had already yelled it to everybody.
I remember the knuckle puck and the flying V, and that's pretty much it.
yeah.
I was like, dude, it's like we're the Bang Bros, is what I said. And everybody was like, what? And I
You
was
heard
like,
me.
"Oh, you know, dudes with the Mighty Ducks.
I don't think that's where that's from.
And I was like, oh shit, I mean the Bash Bros, but yeah, everybody was laughing about.
It's too far
Everybody's
gone.
making jokes about Bang Bros the rest of the night, the rest of the
Yeah,
game.
It's awesome.
Sorry, it
It's
just
okay.
reminded me of that.
it's all right.
Good
So, you float and press on along the ceiling
Yes.
through the middle of the air, and you approach what appears to be like a much larger open room.
Oh, a combat space.
How are you proceeding?
Cautiously forward.
Yeah, very much so.
I'm stealthing as
What-
stealthily as I can stealth.
I have a suggestion for you. This,
Yeah. Sorry.
this may sound terrible and inhumane, but Phil Sticks has dark vision and he's sparking electricity which emits light. Maybe we should send him in first.
Or last, we could get into position
Rue,
of some
you,
kind and distract them.
You're finding
I don't trust him to not shoot me.
You're finding it fairly easy with the stalactites and the more rocky formations up top to just kind of blend in and just weave your way between sort of the natural formations of this corridor. And as the two of you, Richard and Rue, our two Solarians, come up upon the larger opening here, you both sense something feeling a bit off. And you look down at each other, I imagine, and look out to the center of the room where a floating object catches your eye. And it appears to be a humanoid corpse just drifting and floating slowly in the air with a ripped spacesuit.
Oh, dude, that sucks.
Hey guys, what you see up there?
Or report back that we see a dead floating body. You said it's in the middle of the room?
Yeah, it's just kind of floating around in the room there.
Phil Sticks, are you good at detecting traps at all? How good are you at detecting booms?
Phil Six has been around many booms.
What?
It's just kind of like floating against the wall, almost like pinned by the
With
arc
a big
emitter.
arc emitter. Yeah. How do you feel about that corpse up there? Do you detect booms?
And while he's answering, I'm gonna detect magic.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh. And detect you do both. Smells like bait to me, although I've never smelled bait before. Oh. The magic is detected.
You don't sense any magic. Phil Six looks back and says,
Phil Six see no trap, just dead body.
and he kind of like looks. He's like lower than you, Rue, and he kind of like looks up at you and back at D1 as he says this, and looks back at the floating body and just kind of stares at it.
Can we notice anything? I'm gonna perception check here from a distance. What do we know? Jesus, what do we notice about the color of the spacesuit? Are there any insignias?
Then
you can't see color.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Dark
that's true.
vision.
You're D1. You're kind of with your simple design. You're having a much harder time than everyone else navigating the floatiness of space here, and your telescopic arms and utility
I noticed
devices
this.
are like kind of like sending you like you're almost like bouncing from wall to wall slowly.
Help me! I am an older unit.
I noticed this, and I actually have a fire extinguisher, and so I'm gonna float it over to
Wait.
him.
I've always
gonna
wanted to try
Wally?
this.
Yep.
Gonna give him the old Wally treatment.
Dude, well, maybe it will be like with that one dude I played that could fly on his drone, and now he could like
Oh yeah,
be everywhere all the time, and I don't know.
I like it. I love it.
D1 immediately grabs it and he's like, "I've always wanted to do this. You've
he-
made my day." And then I
If-
I hold the trigger down
Yeah.
and I aim towards the
Can he use it as a vehicle like that? Can that happen? Can that happen?
That's what
Can
I
we
want
have
to do. Yeah, that's what
Yeah. Okay, so what exactly are you
Yes.
you trying right now with
I'm aiming in the opposite direction of the corpse so that I get propelled towards the corpse.
Don't
No,
you-
wait. You have to aim away from the corpse.
Yeah, that's what I
behind
mean. Yeah,
This
that's
is-
what
yeah.
yeah, the opposite direction.
I'm gonna.
Hey,
all right.
Don't you already have boosters on your
T1 would know that.
jetpack?
He does, but he totally forgot about them
I
when he rolled a natural
didn't
one.
forget. This sounds so cool.
Make a D1, if you would. Go ahead and just make an acrobatics check.
Oh God, I knew you were gonna say
Maybe this
that.
is better because of how big the fire extinguisher is to his little body. So it's like
It's bigger than me.
it's like rocket propelling him. Yeah, I mean like the other ones are more relative to his body and his weight distribution.
Here I go.
Are you trying to like go flying in, or are you just like a controlled like?
Controlled like little puffs so that I get
Cool.
closer and closer and closer
Okay.
to it.
Okay.
And while he's doing that, like how much higher is the ceiling?
The ceiling opens up to about like 30 to 40 feet high in
Okay.
this larger
So-
chamber here.
From my point of view, I float downwards was actually upwards for you guys.
Oh,
Hmm.
so you're on
So
the
I'm yeah, I'm going up.
Kind of using your
But-
armor here.
Yeah.
Okay.
sea.
As
So happy you
you
gave that to me.
as you and Richard get closer in on the room here and the body, you can kind of clearly see it definitely looks humanoid in size and stature, and it's wearing some kind of like torn spacesuit that looks like it's some kind of uniform.
I inspect the tear. Is it
You're going all the way into the body,
I'm going in.
poofing your
Just-
way in.
Psh, psh. Does it look like it was torn open by like a monster, or is it just like a natural like oopsie daisy kind of cut? Is he shredded, or is it just like one hole?
The D1 unit goes puffing his way in, past the protective arms of his friends, and approaches what you can clearly see is a human male wearing an Aztec's suit, which is pretty common on Absalon Station, with a sort of white and sort of off light orange color striping that matches the same colors you saw on some of the miners of Absalon Station. The patch on the suit clearly reads in all capital letters Acreon, identifying him as one of the mining ship's crew. The tear, upon investigation, appears to be something that occurred naturally, possibly during escape or while trying to navigate this rock.
Thank you, Richard. This was super fun. Cross that off the bucket list. It looks like it's all clear in here.
What do you mean?
That we got a dead dude.
We knew that much.
He appears to have died from natural causes, possibly exposure over a long period of time.
I say that as I kind of creep along this wall. I hear him, but I'm like peeking around the corner. Yeah.
I want to get a little bit closer, and I'm gonna float up or down from your
Okay.
point of view
Okay.
to where he is. And I kind of like run my fingers over the spot, over the tear. How sturdy are our spacesuits? Could this happen to one of us?
You feel like your suits are quite sturdy, and that something strange must have happened for him to have caught it on something well enough and something forceful enough for him to continue to move and basically cause that to rip or shred.
Here we go. I got that.
So you're not sure, but I mean the
Fuck.
tear certainly doesn't seem like something that was caused by like a creature, like which I'm sure a lot of your thoughts are going towards.
I'm kind of curious if we have any way to repair a ripped spacesuit. If one of us rips our suit on whatever killed this,
Yeah.
do we have like that Matt Damon in the Mars
Martian?
movie? Yeah, the Martian.
Yeah.
Where he has that like black goop stuff.
Yeah. Now, assuming you had the time, and were not distracted, it wouldn't be that hard to patch up a suit that was only slightly torn.
D1 wants to examine the ripped
Good enough.
suit a little more.
Okay.
Are the strands going out, or are they going in?
I can answer your question in more of the form of when D1 the character examines this guy's suit.
Yep.
D1 knows that the rip on this was caused by the suit getting stuck on something exterior and ripping.
Guys, I think he just had bad luck. Maybe he was going out to take a space shit and he ripped his suit. Who knows?
I mean, you see the body, and you don't notice anything that indicates a struggle on like
Is
his
there
actual
anything-
flesh.
Is there anything on the body? Is there like a pistol or a space card? Or
Oh,
like
interesting question. Yes. As you undoubtedly begin to examine the body further, you and Rue, you spot a holstered flare gun. It looks like just like
Oh.
a basic survival flare gun. In like a leather, just sort of sidearm pouch. You also notice that the suit he's wearing has an armor modification of a backup generator built into it. This generator appears to be something. It's just like a little mini thing, but basically it seems that it generates electricity from kinetic motion. Implying that if while you move, you're basically while you're getting your steps in or your spacewalking in, you generate and store up charges into the battery into the generator, which could be transferred to things like batteries or other things that run on
That's cute.
electricity.
That's super cute.
Could we overclock the thrusters, D1?
I believe we could do such a thing.
It'd be interesting if, as you ran, you had the ability to move even faster by boosting
your
the
kinetics.
thrusters. Yeah.
Or maybe even
cool.
recharge your shields. I don't know the full extent of this piece of armor.
While they're dicking around with that dude in his awesome suit, what's happening down this way that I'm peeking around?
Oh, you're taking a little peek.
You're like totally off, like away.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I found something.
Yeah.
I just from the last last thing I noticed from the last intersection was that the sand was the dirt or the place had been disrupted within the last day, so something's here.
Yeah, your line of sight's a little limited in this position, but you see like a winding path that continues on and seems to open up into some other expansive corridor.
Okay. Do I notice anything else? Like again, anything leaving any more traces, like fallen stalactites or?
You notice as you get further and further into the asteroid, there's a bit of a change in temperature. Things feel to just be a little more chill. The lights from the stars just out in open space that were kind of aiding your dark vision are clearly gone from view now, and there's also just a bit of a temperature drop.
Hey, Richard. I got this sweet flare gun off of this body over here. Maybe we could shoot it down the hallway and see what happens.
We could also. I also have a way to create lights.
Are you taking the flare gun?
Yeah, we take everything off that.
Okay.
Is there like a name tag on him? Like, is there like a patch? What was his name?
No name tag. Just a patch that said Acreon, identifying him as one of the Acreon's crew members.
I cut off the patch.
No. Oh, proof. Yeah, that's good.
Did you say, Rue? Did you just say that out loud that you have ways to cast light down there?
Yes. Yeah, I did.
Okay, so oddly enough, Dick, a little smile crosses his face, and he says to Rue, well, how you gonna cast him down there? Because he's kind of curious at first, but he is. Yeah.
Well, I can create these orbs, and I cast dancing lights, and 3 orbs appear like around my hands.
Does that illuminate the room any further so that we can see any extra detail?
I think I can control.
Yeah, I think you can control him. Yeah.
Oh, it's 4 lights.
I remember
It's up to 120
You say that
feet.
audibly.
Oh, it's 4 lights.
His four lights conjure out of the nothing, like small little stars dancing around your solar moat. Um, they resemble small headlights or flashlights. They must stay within a. And we're gonna get sound effects again. Let's see.
Ooh, I
100
like
foot
these.
radius.
You can cast them up to about
100 feet.
120 feet because
Oh.
you're level 2.
Plus level, yeah.
And then they must stay within a 10-foot radius area in relation to each other, but
That's
otherwise
awesome,
move as
dude.
you desire.
you
Forward,
could just,
back,
like-
up, down, straight, turning corners, or the like. They can move up to 100 feet per round, and a light winks out if the distance between you and it exceeds the spell's range, which is that 120 feet. It lasts for up to a minute.
The D1 unit picks up the flare gun and it clicks and clacks in his hand as the flare moves around inside the gun. What's the distance on this thing?
You think it's about 30 feet?
All right, guys, maybe we should use your sweet ass orbs.
You want to daisy chain them down there?
Yeah. Do you want to alert whatever's coming? If there's anything down there, we would be alerting ourselves, right?
That means we could prepare. Maybe we could set up a sweet ass trap or a formation that would make it advantageous for us.
I like
Interesting.
that idea.
Should we scout ahead, one of us maybe, or two of us, and then send the lights? I mean, I can send the lights,
I
but
see what you're saying.
Is there
Yeah.
cover in here? Are there
I
like
got an idea.
stalactites?
I like move over
Yeah,
to
it's-
you,
I mean,
but I
there's-
drift towards the ceiling.
It's a very small amount here and there.
Fitty, if I were to shapeshift right now to something smaller, does that help me? Does it give me any kind of advantage over stealth checks or anything like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a slight. It would be a slight thing, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm gonna do that then. I say, I got it, Rue. And then I shapeshift from big old dick to this little.
a mini me dick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a miniature version of.
And,
mini-
and his
mini
name
dick.
is spelled. Yeah, Mini Dick's name is KCID, so his name is Kid.
Okay.
Holy fuck, it's hideous. Oh god.
Shh, I got this. I still
Yeah,
have this deep ass voice.
I got this.
It's like deep, like tiny deep.
It's Cartman voice now.
Holy fuck, what the shit is going on?
And I kind of want to try and crawl into the corner of the walls, like the.
Okay. And
just to
you,
draw the least amount of.
no
attention.
dancing lights have actually been summoned yet. Is that correct or no?
I
You've
had summoned them to show that,
So, like, you just Jareth them and then put them back.
and then I just
Start planning the
Good
trap.
reference, yeah.
Start planning the trap. Don't put it down till I get back.
Okay. Let's just pause it while you move ahead here. So little Dick scurries along the wall. You get closer
I'm
and
gonna-
closer, but your line of sight is pretty limited
Shit.
due to the winding nature of
Yeah.
this.
But I'm still
Uh,
gonna use this as cover.
I'm looking for a rock or a stalactite or stalagmite. Hide behind in this room.
This. I gotta.
Okay. So you're kind of just creeping
This.
ahead and doing what exactly? Just looking, or?
I'm just looking to see if I can't see anything.
Oh, your
If the-
baby!
If the proximity, I know it's dark down here, but if the proximity
Yeah.
helps me see a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay. Make a stealth check.
Oh god.
It's a big old honking room.
Yeah, that's a big old fight room right there.
It's a murder. It's a
It's-
murder room. All right. I
Dude,
don't even have
percent.
stealth- Okay, hold on. I gotta get my thing going.
do you get any bonuses per size?
You can give
It's probably on
yourself
the back end,
you
right?
give yourself a +2.
Oh, that negates all your aids. Awesome. Heyo.
Okay. So you kind of creep forward a little bit here. Um, you turn the corner and you see just hunched over against the wall, like leaning against it, like standing upright, down on the ground. And you yourself kind of notice like a little bit more gravity in this room. Not a lot, but enough that you can kind of like touch
Feeling
down
it.
a little bit.
Yeah.
And you also notice that this guy is leaning against what appears to be some sort of space age material, like metal, plastic, ceramic plated walls, clearly cut into the inside of this rock. And it's just standing there, leaning. Like you see the slightest bit of subtle movement, and almost like drool or something dripping down in front of it, like as if it's like thrown up or something like that. A
Oh, dude.
sensation you're pretty familiar with.
Does it?
He definitely has
Does
space aids.
Does he have a helmet on?
He does have a helmet on, yes.
So the puke is in his helmet.
It's coming out from the front of the helmet.
Ugh.
From what you can tell in this
Mm.
position.
Mm.
There appears to be, and you only get the slightest sense of it, another sort of manufactured corridor
Uh-oh.
going north.
Okay.
There's the one
Okay.
east that he's leaning on, and
Yep.
a natural path to the south.
Okay.
You can't tell much more from this position without getting
Um,
closer in here. But you were able to stay like very tiny and kind of scampering along the wall.
I kind of start connecting dots in my head, and I want to hurry back to, quietly, but hurry back to the.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you don't need to make another
Dudes?
stealth check for that. It's fine.
And I want to, if they're still poking and prodding the body, I want to say, careful with that. And I tell them that there's another infected one down the hall, and that it might be using his body as a nest. They were in me. Careful with the flesh, especially the ones that are dead, because it may have crawled in a suit.
I'm made out of metal. Don't worry about it. And camera pans over and just like boop 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 boop.
Maybe
Like I'm
run some
poking.
tests.
Yeah.
Make sure he's not infected.
I will detecting space aids.
And then I get big again.
Yep.
You're doing that. You're doing that in the body right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
You've
stick
got
my
it.
finger in his butt.
Okay. So you just you can just make a basic medicine check if you're just like doing like a surface
Damn,
sort of
that's a hell of a basic
normal
medicine check.
examination.
Well, it's more than a surface check. I mean, I'm in there.
Yeah, you are in there.
You're in there, but you feel like you'd need more time with the body to really get in there based on your limited results you're seeing here.
Guys, I need more time with this body.
So the thing that you saw, whatever it was, I mean, we could very easily set a trap. Is it evil? I mean, did it?
It didn't look not evil.
You said it like threw up and stuff.
Oh yeah. The helmet, was the glass gone? Fitting?
You saw a round like form over the head, but it was clearly dripping or projecting something out of it.
Yep.
I mean, we could set a trap if one of us wanted to act as bait. Perhaps we could draw it in here to this room, and then we could just ambush it as it comes in.
I think if we set a trap, the key goal is mobility. We have to take away its mobility. If it can't get to us, we're fine.
Does anyone have, I don't know, rope or something that can... Wait, we have a shotgun, don't we?
Phil Six is kind of still clutching this arc emitter.
And Would we know that an arc emitter would stun someone?
Yeah. You would.
Okay.
Guys, I have an idea.
It's basically like a low damage but kind of short range blast shock weapon. It's got about 20 charges and it does stun.
I got my finger up this corpse's ass, but I can't determine any signs from it. Maybe we could just push it into this room and see what happens.
I mean, we could do that, or I could do floating lights down there, or we could have someone try to converse with the guy and then retreat here if need be.
Does it cost you any energy to produce floating lights?
I just immediately produce 4 floating lights.
That's pretty rad. Well, it's up to you guys. I mean, like, we got a corpse. We can just push in the room and see what happens. We can use the lights. The lights have to come back. Corpse just goes out.
The lights don't even necessarily have to. They could just go out and just stay floating there.
Can you turn them off when they're out?
It's like every minute, so I'd have to send them back out. Depending on what it does.
You can cast it again if you already have lights out, but it'll just cause the other ones to sort of wink out of existence.
Oh, all right. So you can toss them out, but then you can tell them to like turn off, and then they don't have to come back to us, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they have to come back to us. I think they just turn off.
Yeah, it just dispels.
Can I renew it so that, like, if a light's out there, it can stay up for more than a minute? Or do you know? Is it? I mean, cast it.
It's essentially the same idea, but it's not exactly a renewal. Like, you could cast new ones right where the old ones were, and it'd be like a quick, like, little.
Okay.
Yo, dudes, do you guys like both have these lights?
No. I don't dabble in lights.
Oh,
and then I make myself bigger.
Damn, dude. You look good.
Okay, tell me one more thing. In the room that we're in, where the hallway connects to this room, is there, like, how steep does the roof go up? Is it like a gradual thing? Or is there like enough of a, like, is it very angular? My idea is that perhaps Phil6 can hover above the doorway and zap somebody when they come in, if he can be hidden well enough. Like, so are there stalactites?
The room that you're in right now.
Yes, correct. Where I'm standing.
Yeah. I mean, so like the connecting passageway, there is a ceiling that gets up to about like 15 to 18 feet high. The room you're in now goes up to about 30 feet.
So how steep of, I guess, how quickly does it go from 15 feet to 30 feet?
Oh, I mean, it's like a hole, like almost just like a natural doorway. So 15-ish feet up, there is like a fairly sheer, rough rock wall with another 15 feet above that. So look at your doorway in the house and look at the wall above that, and it's similar.
Okay, perfect. All right, it sounds like we're gonna take the body and kind of escort it down.
I got one more opportunity for you. Maybe Fiddlesticks goes in the suit, and we slowly push him in, way slow.
I mean, he has a valuable way to actually stun whatever this thing is. I say we keep him out of the suit.
This whole time, Phil6 is just kind of like. Okay.
I look at him and I say, "Hey, Fiddlesticks, keep it together, big guy. Come on, keep it together."
He's holding a huge ass arc.
Fiddlesticks to go in there?
No. You stay behind us, Fiddlesticks. But you
Don't
fucking
worry.
help us.
If there's anything bad, we'll tell you to shoot it and just zap it and make it stun.
Okay.
I grab the body and I start moving this way.
Maybe like Ghostbusters. Maybe we like all push it at the same time and help each other, and that way we can't fuck up really bad.
We're just gonna
Okay.
slide it this way, right? Just kind of like.
And 1. And 2. Yeah, and we kind of like
Yeah.
slide it into
So,
the room
like-
slowly.
Okay.
Guess we're all up here.
Yeah,
doing
we're all gonna push it in.
We're pretty much curling right now. With
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
arms.
Gently does it.
Alright,
We all got the splits going.
let's just pretend he looks like Palindor, and I'll
Guys, you see that? What the fuck is that?
I feel like I've seen him before.
I feel safe. I feel like he's gonna take a tremendous amount of damage for us.
A painfully large amount of damage.
What's
And-
wrong with his shoulder?
seeing as you all slowly float or push yourselves forward or propel yourselves forward with this Acreon crew member's corpse with you, Richard, the first thing you notice is that the other crew member who was leaning against the wall is still there, just kind of like occasionally adjusting himself, but kind of clutching at his stomach, but doesn't seem to notice any of you.
Should we like write a note on this corpse somewhere and float it over to him?
Do you like me?
No.
I think we'll be able to tell by his reaction what our next move can be.
All right, and I give a nod to Dick, and I put my metal hand on his hand, put it on the corpse.
Let's slide it out.
Yeah, and I put my other hand on Rue's hand, and I put
Hear
his
the
hand
rhyme.
on the corpse.
Yeah.
Feel the rhyme. Get on up. It's corpse pushing time.
And we push the corpse. It's corpse
All right,
time. Ho!
Alright, who wants to who
Oh
wants
no!
to be the main pusher?
but
and
but
then-
we're all helping.
You're
I
all
mean,
helping.
like-
You're all helping. You're
I
all
think that
helping.
would be
Yeah,
Dick.
yeah. I feel like
So-
we
That
would
would
Dick.
be Dick.
Dick, so
Yeah.
Rue,
Muscles.
Rue and D1, you can roll an athletics check. You need to beat a 10 to be
God
helpful.
damn it! Fuck! No!
D1 is obviously not helpful.
No!
Rue is not helpful. Richard, it's clear to you at this point that you just need to, like, yes, we're all a team here, and you kind of just
I'm
pull the
using
body.
athletics.
What's that?
Do I have to use athletics?
Yes.
Or
Come on, Ouija board this shit. No! Jesus!
You didn't do your little ritual
I did.
thing on. Oh, you did.
The
The
body.
corpse?
It needs to be
body-
modified. It's
The
still a work in
leg, the
progress.
leg kind of catches on the side of the wall and just spins slowly before stopping and floating and sinking.
Oh.
And it's like kind of like something in the bottom of like a fish tank. You know, it's got enough weight to sink, but it's still kind of like floating and drifting along the floor. And it's out only about can't see, about 15 feet in front of you, give or take. Stop.
Also, guys,
No-
we all rolled a 7, by the
no
way.
reaction
So-
from the other crew member.
You got 5. You got a 7 minus 2 for a 5.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, guys, we really fucked that one up.
So you didn't get pushed yet?
He's
You
pushed it.
pushed it out and it's floating about 15, 18 feet in front of you,
Son of a bitch.
just drifting slowly but mostly in place along the ground.
Um,
Distance there.
I pick up a rock and
Okay.
I chuck it right at the back of its head
This is great.
and see if I can't get
Fuck you,
that.
Palindor.
I see what
Oh,
he's doing, and I go and just I let that rock finish, but then I grab that big rock that I walk over to. That big fucking rock at my feet.
guys, that's Palindor. He's 800 years old.
Alright, both
That's
of
what
you,
Bruce does.
both of you, just roll another athletics check.
this is the greatest weekend at Bernie's ever.
8 and 3. The rocks just go out.
The rock hits the guy, but the corpse doesn't.
Yeah.
The rock flattens him to the
Yeah,
surface.
the rock hits and the corpse floats so slowly forward. Richard, your rock goes sailing far enough to kind of hit the far wall over here, and there's like a slight sound.
Oh, well,
as
hey,
it
maybe that will
hits.
help get his attention.
Is there
Um,
electricity or anything? Or is it like just a regular rock hitting a wall?
It's just a regular rock hitting the wall. You notice like the thing kind of stirs and like almost shakes its head and coughs a little bit.
Does it look up?
Doesn't look up, but it kind of like turns a little bit, and you see there's something like dangling from underneath the space helmet.
I cast dancing lights, 3 of them around Palindor, like lighting him up.
It's legit Palindor.
and then another one probably like here.
How did he end up in space?
I don't know, something like that.
It's like a Ronin warrior.
Okay.
Um, like just enough to like get his attention, or maybe even like a little bit closer, so we can maybe actually
Okay.
kind of see.
Okay. This is how I'm picturing it. Palindor from Rue's rocket hit him, didn't push him very far, and an object in motion will continue to float in motion. So like legs almost like draping along the floor continues to just like slowly slide on that vector towards this other crew member.
Ew.
And like the lights come up on the body, you know, it's not like bloated or anything like that, but it's a cold dead corpse with a ripped spacesuit, and it's just like slowly floating away from you, kind of like looking back at you with its legs just spread, dragging along the floor.
Ew.
Slowly creeping forward. And as the lights turn on, you see the other crew member like finally starts to turn. And just kind of like spewing forth, like the thing coming out of the space helmet appears to be like a massive swollen blue tongue. Richard, it's almost like you're looking at your future fate spilling out from this thing.
No.
And he does not look incredibly well. And the hand on the wall just kind of like and the tongue just like completely flops down as the clearly cracked, broken glass of the space helmet almost pushes off, and like pushing out from like this chipped open piece of the broken glass. This thing turns towards you and is clearly not well.
Turns towards who?
Turns towards Palindor, I suppose.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I was hoping that like the way that the lights are positioned, like they're like flashlights, they're illuminating him, but it would be very difficult for it to see us because we're behind the light.
It's looking at the light and the floating meat bag drifting towards it right now.
Okay.
I need you to
Guys, we
roll
might have
initiative,
an attack of opportunity if we rush this thing. It clearly is fucked up.
Is it doing like? Is it moving towards Palindor?
It's like the hands like come off the wall like, and it's just like slowly moving towards Palindor.
If it doesn't have dark vision, we have the advantage.
I need you to roll initiative before we get
We're in it anyway. Come on, Nish, don't fuck me. Ah, Jesus.
Don't worry.
Well-
The good thing about this is we've covered the board. So we got one first, and
Yep.
I'll do a little bit, then I'll do middle, and they'll do a little bit, and then you can bring up the rear.
I'll bring the rear up.
This is great. This will be good.
Jareth, is that you?
Okay.
Jareth. Barbara?
Look at that.
It's
So-
combat music.
Let me just reset this thing here.
I like this.
I mean, it's not aware of us.
It's
though, so-
not aware of you, but I just want to have a little more structure to things.
You're in combat, but you're not yet.
So you're waiting to observe.
Yeah. I want to see
Okay.
what it does.
Okay.
Maybe we should rush it, guys.
It slowly
Says
moves
the robot.
towards Palindor, and you see this thing fully illuminated now, in all of its splendor. And you see it's kind of clawing at the chest of Palindor, and then it just like in this blue weird tongue just like latches on to the neck of this thing. He's kind of like ripping the tear in the spacesuit even more, and it's like almost like feeding on it with this tongue while clawing at the body, kind of ripping little hunks of flesh off as like, you know, like little snack bites, and it's feeding and feeding, and about 6 long grotesque seconds pass. If you are trying to stay hidden, I need Richard and Rue to make a stealth check. It's a very low DC because this thing's obviously distracted right now. But you still need to make one. So that's
Okay.
totally quite off.
I said to Rue before I cast. Do we want to stay hidden,
Maybe we don't.
or should we just go in?
I say we go in.
Rue has already started like. Well, I guess I can't move. I mean, we could still ambush it, but we should do a coordinated attack, yeah?
You technically have a surprise round at your disposal if
I-
you want it.
Right as he said that, I was like,
Holy fuck!
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Shot in the face.
Your instincts just fucking
Oh.
flare on Richard and.
wait,
you
no, I
turn-
know what I say to him. I know what I say to Rue.
Mhm.
Because he cast these lights. I say, lights. And I take one of his cameras with my hand, and I take it and put it in my face. Camera, and I point it towards where I'm shooting. Action. That's what I said. And I wink over at Rue, and I toss him his camera back.
You fire and hit as the camera goes floating back. Roll damage on him.
I send that camera forward to get like a really close look, like zoom in of the zombie.
Ooh. Oh.
2-1. Why is the?
Yeah.
Oh, is that because of the sickness?
Yeah.
Wow, that's.
Imagine,
disease is in my pistol.
in terms of story, you have to imagine that like even when you think you get a good shot off, you're kind of like just clipping things.
Yeah, it's definitely.
That's the AIDS.
it's
It's
definitely.
it's at work
Yeah.
there.
It's definitely gayer than 9 guys blowing 8. That's for sure.
Yeah. Rue, you
How-
move forward.
How high is the room? Because I want to go up to the ceiling if I can.
Oh man, it's like 40 feet.
Okay, I start going up, like not completely up, but like
As
enough.
he
of-
do-
yeah.
As he does, I wanted to remind you, careful, the gravity turns off closer in the room.
And then I throw my knife.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, like that.
Okay.
Don't
I
hit Palindor.
called knife.
He's so old.
there. Oh shit!
Out
Why
of
am I out of
ammo.
ammo for a knife?
Oh, it's only like when you
Ah.
recall. Here, I got you, buddy. You can just double click the uses where it says 1 there to call it back.
Oh, okay. Ha ha ha.
So you're floating up in the air and like trying to throw your knife at the same time.
Yeah.
Just goes sailing past and clinks against what you also now know is some strange man-made corridor up ahead.
Okay. I recall my knife.
And you're still floating all the way to the top?
Not all the way to the top.
Okay.
Maybe like 20 feet up.
But like, are you leaning against this back wall or just floating like midair
No, I'm not midair. I'm definitely like back.
against the wall?
Yeah. Going up. I'm using it to like kind of help me like get up too.
Okay.
Especially if the gravity's acting weird.
All right. D1. Are you doing anything during this this moment of surprise?
I am. I'm gonna run and slide towards Richard Dick Pound.
You
Slide
float-
between his
you-
legs.
You float towards Richard and propel yourself down between his legs.
I push myself down towards the ground so it looks like a knee slide,
Okay.
and I'm between his legs, and I cry out in my little robot voice, "Ah!" and then I shoot at him.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Fiddy, what does the burn 1d4 mean? Or is that how does that work?
If you get a critical,
Oh,
you do an additional 1d4 burning damage, and they continue to burn until they save or put out the burning.
gotcha.
Also, do you have our attunement?
Attunement.
Because I've oh, sweet, dude.
It's
But
one of
you know
those nights.
what? It looked good though. It looked good.
It did
Yeah,
look
but-
good.
I
think
thought
we're
it
going
was
multiple photon.
taking cover
yes.
between
Yeah.
your legs.
I'm definitely going photon.
For some reason, I thought we were like going like full D&D with like item attunement or something. Okay.
I see Palindor and I'm shocked. I've heard of the legends of the man who was launched into space in 2 billion AD, and I've just
Yeah.
I feel
Went
like
through
I've seen
some
a ghost.
interplanar portal chasing after a tiefling
Yep.
or two.
And then I shoot the ceiling. Pew!
Perfect. All right.
Palindor?
It should be AP for after peck.
Yeah.
Phil Six is nervously like scurrying in behind all of you before he realizes what's happening. And with that, we go to the start of the actual combat encounter. You see what, for lack of better words, we'll just call a void zombie, feeding on Palindor, and then as the movement of warm flesh enters his domain, this what appears to be a former crew member based on the suit matching that of the one it's feeding on, just looks up at all of you. His eyes fixate on the closest target, and that is currently Rue.
Even though I'm up in the air and
Mhm.
technically a farther distance, but yes. Cool.
Well, you got to get that hypotenuse, man.
Is it my turn?
It is.
All right. I very quickly, I throw my knife and then quickly recall it, and then I spin and throw it, like in the other like over my shoulder.
Okay.
So two throws.
All right. One of them misses, but you sort of redirect it on its way back. Kind of just like, it's almost like you throw it, start to recall it, and then immediately kind of push it around again in some trick of the hand, and it stabs into the creature before coming back again.
Perfect.
You holding there?
Yep. Well, I
Okay.
can't move. I did a double
Oh,
attack.
correct. Yes, thank you. Richard, there's a small D1CK unit sticking out between your legs.
Hey, buddy.
Okay. I gotta read this ability because I think I know what I want to do.
Okay.
Just gotta read this again.
Whatever you choose, I've got you covered.
Oh, okay, when I'm fully attuned. Okay, I was gonna use Stellar Rush, but you have to be fully attuned to do all the bonuses. Okay, then I am going to split his attention, start moving this way,
Okay.
and fire another round at him.
Okay. And so as you get into the center of this room, just like the body of Palindor,
No.
you find that your gravity is basically kicking in.
I was expecting it.
You don't find it too hard to get a little bit of air, but gravity feels like it's about half of what you'd find normal.
Okay, I have. What is it if I fire twice? It's a negative what?
-4, right?
You would be unable to take that move that you just had if you wanted to back up. You could still.
That's
fire
right. That's
twice.
right. No.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a -4 before any other modifiers.
So it'd be -6 if you actually did it.
You fire again and connect. Roll damage.
Pew! Pew pew pew!
You guys are chipping
Yeah.
away. at this
Negative
thing.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Your main mission was successful. This thing turns its gaze from Rue and his dagger he's just catching towards you, and just pushes the body of Palandor in so many ways away, and this like bloated blue sucker tongue kind of rips free from the thing, and it immediately starts coming your way.
Ew. So it's a separate entity, or is it?
It's just like coming out of the jaw and the broken
Okay.
glass of the lower bit of the space helmet.
So it's like a caterpillar with a body attached to it.
Yeah. It kind of just comes towards you with like a raking, long clawed hand and tries to basically swipe into your gut with it.
More AIDS, alright?
Oh no, you get AIDS again. You get super AIDS.
You
Oh, he's hit hard.
you
Wow.
take 8 points of stamina damage
Holy shit.
as this thing just like you feel the claws digging into your abdomen almost through your suit. You notice while it's digging and applying this pressure with its clawed hand on your guts, that like the swollen blue tongue is kind of like almost independently like moving around and feeling its way towards you, as if it's preparing itself to feed.
Ew.
D1, what are you doing?
D1 sees Palador's corpse. He's like, the man who saved humanity. The fabled one who passed through a portal 8,000 years ago to save all of humankind. And then he rushes up to the corpse. And
Okay.
then he takes a laser shot. Palandor, be my strength.
Using Palandor's shield.
Yep.
Alright, firing behind a easy to float but sinking Palandor shield. You fire at that thing, and you technically would have had a +2 as well for flanking, but no matter, you still hit. Roll
Be
damage
my
on him.
strength, oh ancient one. A little stronger, please. The legends are true of your role.
Phil6 nervously steps forward, looking at Richard, seeing the peril here. He's just kind of clutching this thing, and he too is sort of starting to sink to the ground more than most. And he's trying to get within range.
The weapon's
Moves,
bigger than he is.
Waddles a little bit closely. You kind of see the thing like arcing and sparking, and it's charging up, and he takes a shot.
Oh god. I hope he doesn't go flying back into the corridor.
I'm
just
really
gonna-
excited about
I'm
this.
just gonna
Yep.
use his other gun stat for the roll. And
He
like
hit
he hits it and almost goes floating backwards. Um, let's see, 1d4 energy. Good enough.
Why do we all do 1d4? We're terrible. 1!
But it
He's blasted, just starts floating backwards a little bit. Rue, you're up again.
okay. I rear my legs back and I put them against the wall and I kick hard, like really hard.
Okay.
And I want to get enough behind him to where I hit like right here, and I'm gonna throw on because I'm also going down at an angle to hit him.
Okay.
I immediately boost as hard as I like, as much as my thrusters will let me, and I'm gonna stellar rush him from behind.
Okay. You can give yourself a, because it's still like an attack roll, right? Let me double
hold
check.
on.
I think so. So give you still get a flanking bonus of +2.
That's Stellar Rush.
So just +2, and then try dropping the. Oh no, actually don't do that.
Wait,
That's,
are you
that's
doing
the
Stellar
saving
Rush?
throw.
No,
That's the
listen.
saving throw.
Wait, are you doing Stellar Rush right now?
Yes.
Okay, because we've done this wrong.
Are we?
You can only do the full Stellar Rush if you're
If you're what?
You're what?
the Stellar Rush. You have to be
Yeah.
fully attuned to substitute it.
That's only if you want to substitute it for a bull rush.
Oh, sorry, I thought that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
I want to attack him though. That's what I'm
So
thinking.
so the
Gotcha.
base Stellar Rush allows you to do a charge as a standard action.
Mhm.
And so you can do, and you get basically both things. And whether or not, actually, hold on. See, make a charge without penalties. When you're attuned or fully attuned, whether or not you succeed,
But see, it says whether or not you succeed at the Bull Rush, right?
The
So if
Bull
you
Rush
miss an
just
attack.
pushes them back though.
Yeah.
doesn't
No, I
it?
understand, but what it's saying here, it doesn't say whether or not you succeed on the Bull Rush or attack.
yeah,
The target takes, because I remember there's one time I attacked with this
yeah.
and I missed my attack, but we gave the fire damage, and I don't think we do, right? If I read that.
I think you might be right. Yeah. Nice.
What has God done to us?
Well, it says whether or not you succeed. Oh, the
At
Bull
the
Rush
Bull Rush.
specifically.
Because Bull Rush doesn't actually do any damage.
Mhm.
Whereas
Right.
like if you do Stellar Rush, it's basically giving you like an attack plus a charge.
So the
What's
that? Standard
attack. So
action.
if you hit the attack, you get the fire damage. Is that what we're saying?
Wasn't Bull Rush 60 feet plus an attack? Isn't that the idea?
I think Bull Rush just pushes them away.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bull Rush is just like a knockback. Hold on. Because charge is normally... Oh, that's what it is. So I think you might be right, Casey. Like because normally charge would be a full action. So this is allowing you to do a standard action to do the charge. So for flavor, I think you kind of wreath yourself in flames and still charge in there and go do a crazy attack as just a standard action instead of a full action. But if you do the Bull Rush, you do the knockback charge, and since that does no damage, you still like release a bunch of fire, and that does damage instead.
So you don't get fire damage if you do Stellar Rush.
Sounds
It's
like
basically
it.
just a charge with no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
That well,
Without the penalty, so what would be to make a charge without the penalty?
I think you still deal damage. I thought you still dealt like fire damage to him.
I know, right?
I was reading it.
Okay, hold on.
Well, can we OneNote this?
Yeah, I'm one on it right now. Let's find out.
One noted on now.
As a standard action, you can wreath yourself in stellar fire.
When you are attuned or fully attuned, doesn't say you have to be fully attuned.
What are the charge penalties?
Charge penalties are pretty rough because you get a -2 to attack and a -2 to AC until the end of your next, until the end of this round.
Oh, so
So-
you don't have to do that.
So
You don't get
it
any of that.
reduces it from a full attack to just a standard action, and
I see.
removes the penalties,
Okay, that is pretty.
which is
pretty
still
high.
pretty good.
You don't have to be fully attuned. Just
Oh, okay. So you must attempt the Bull Rush to get the fire damage.
Is that what it says in
Cause the
OneNote?
fire. Yeah, you cause the fire
Aha.
damage even if the Bull Rush fails.
I think I looked this up and put that like addendum on there when I found the answer,
That's cool.
but it's not.
So
fancy.
why bother with the Bull Rush if it's
So you
gonna
either
happen?
get a
Well,
awesome
because
charge or an awesome bull rush.
Yeah, and like, well, Boris is still interesting, right? You still potentially knock the target back a bunch of feet. Like right now, he's about to feed on Casey.
right.
So-
I will, because I can Bull Rush and then give the
and
fire
then
damage,
do the burst
which
of
is
fire.
potentially more damage than what my solar weapon can do.
Your attack
Yeah.
could do, yeah.
So
It's pretty
I'm gonna-
interesting.
I'm gonna Bull Rush then.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
We did it, guys. Figured it
But
out.
okay.
When he bull rushes, I recognize him lighting up.
Yeah.
Can I
Flame
try and attempt to do a maneuver with him at the contact? Should it contact?
Considering your turns are so connected in the turn order, I am totally into that. I love combos.
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
Since there's half gravity, does he get pushed back twice as far?
Yeah.
So
If things,
Ha-
we'll see.
how do I just roll to see? I guess I just roll this to see if I actually hit the bull rush.
David,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
fuck this up. You've got so much with you right now.
Why the fuck did you have to go say that?
Don't screw it up.
The crew member appears to save versus your bull rush.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Like
I
almost
take full responsibility.
clutching on to Richard and holding on as like the tongue is sort of reaching out for you, Richard. Richard, what are you doing as you
That
see?
distraction.
Yeah.
Like all I needed him was to glance over at Rue, and I take my hammer because I did say when I was coming into this room that I had my hammer out, my pistol out.
Yeah.
I take my hammer and I swing it, and I try to take his tongue and pin it to this wall right here.
Oh,
Okay.
sick.
Okay.
Let's see. I gotta go to my actions tab. I'm gonna hammer his butthole.
Go to badass moves.
Is there any way I could get like any awesomeness, any awesome sauce because he was a little bit distracted by Rue's lovely fire damage? And,
I would be more than happy to give you a +2 as if you were flanking,
Okay.
as like Rue
Yeah.
is just coming in
Thanks,
like a
Rue.
burning inferno.
A burno, if you will.
Oh!
Yeah.
Thanks, Rue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So almost like
Fine,
the swollen blue tongue's almost going taut.
But at least he's pinned on the wall maybe or something.
Stop.
I don't know how to pin him.
Do you guys just stop
To pin his
rolling
tongue to
ones
the wall.
on everything?
Look, if there's a one, we're gonna hit that one.
You
That's a
don't
guarantee.
hit hard, but it's enough to like push and pin the tongue against the wall.
Like in slow motion, like.
It's just
He doesn't even feel it.
it seems like he barely feels it.
You slap his tongue out of the way.
God, we suck. We are the worst.
Did- Am I still? I'm not still engaged with him then, am I?
Not really, no.
He's engaged.
Okay.
Goddamn.
Oh boy.
It maneuvers with the pinned tongue. It can't get the tongue free, but it's free enough to try to claw at you again.
Of course it does.
And of course, it hits.
Success.
For 8 points of damage. I'm calling it now. 8 points. Here it comes. Woo! Nailed it.
He could just roll a 1.
Right?
Know the pain.
And you see, like again, like as it like rakes into you, it almost takes the wind out of you enough that your grip on the hammer loosens just so, and its tongue like kind of splats back onto you, as if it's attempting to feed again. D1CK, you are partially floating behind the barrier Palindor. What say you?
Jesus Christ, guys. I don't understand. We're so powerful. These guys are disproportionately powerful compared to us. Fuck this thing. Wait. Oh, not that. That's not what I want. I did not mean to cure it.
You just gave it a bunch of plays.
Yeah. Just kidding. I didn't mean to do that.
Okay. You
I failed apparently. Here
you
we
reach
go.
into the mind of what feels like something that is still human, and find enough like neural activity that you just start attacking the shit out of it. Go ahead and roll damage.
Goodbye, sweet humanoid. Now you are fucked.
Holy
So
crap.
Richard, just as like
Nice.
the undulating tongue is like a worm sort of crawling up onto you, you see it just suddenly stop and lurch loose, and the whole thing just kind of drops and it is doesn't make impact, but it's like sinking and sagging on the ground, floating there. And the tongue comes loose from the slack-jawed, broken-helmed face of this human that's clearly not looking well. And it feels to you like the tongue is a separate entity altogether. Both parts appear dead, though disconnected.
The D1 unit is super excited. It's like, guys, and he's dragging the corpse of Palindor behind him. Guys, you won't believe what I found. It's the hero of time, the one who saved all of humanity 8,000 years ago. And he casts grave words on Palindor. Speak to us, Palindor. What knowledge do you have from the past?
Where am I?
You're in the future, buddy. You're on a meteor.
Why did you wake me? What are you? What are you?
I'm what you call a robot. You're not done yet. You have much more to do.
To you,
Where's-
Palindor, it looks like some strange wizard construct is directing you.
I'm kind of like a golem, but I'm made out of metal.
I don't like you.
I know, buddy. But
By the light of Lathandir. And like he glows just a little bit. just the tiniest little faintest glow.
So, FYI, Palindor, you can't be asked specific questions or
Okay.
I
actually
was milking
communicate
it.
back to him. You just utter random sentences for 1 round, so 6 seconds.
but I have a 10% chance
you have
of
a 10,
getting.
you have a 10% chance if you want to roll a percentage die. D1.
I do indeed. See if this one's it. No, that's not it. How do I?
You right click on the D10.
Oh, there it is. Found it. Ah!
By the light of Lathandir, I will find him and his sister. They're the key to the whole thing. It must be so. Where? Oh.
And then the just drops.
Dude, this is so rad. This is the Palindor. I start immediately hacksawing at his neck and take his head and put it on my belt.
I mean, this. Are we actually saying this? I honestly thought that was just a token art
Oh,
thing,
it's
but
Palindor now.
It feels canon now. I don't know.
You ended up in space on a meteor.
Pretty sure it's canon.
I'm taking his head.
yes. Well, he means nothing to me. Whatever you're doing, that's gross. Cameras, this is how you kill space zombies. And Rue moves forward enough to where like the camera's like over the shoulder kind of thing, and the tongue's like
Ooh. Oh yeah.
get like a
What are you-
nice like
What are you
real
doing,
good.
Richard?
Well, I don't feel great, you know?
Yeah.
How do I regain stamina again?
You would
Resolve.
you would need
Resolve.
You need 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Okay. Guys. I'm gonna need 10 minutes.
That's fine. I'm gonna interrogate crew member tongue guy, and I cast grave words on telekinetic
And-
crew member guy.
And as he's doing that, I'm going through his pockets,
Okay.
trying to find identity, who this guy is, trying to find
See
weapons
if
or
he has
money.
any badges, key
See if he
codes,
has a
key cards.
badge, key card.
God, so close. What does the guy say to me, Fitty?
That's your percentage die there. That
Yeah.
18. Yeah. Okay, 1 sec.
Man, what if I had rolled a 90 or above on Palindor's talking back to me? Like, how cool would have that been?
you would know the secret of the campaign.
Yeah.
The unfinished, the campaign that will never be
Yep.
completed.
You never
Get
know.
the tome locked in the meteor. This was ejected from a volcano.
You just hear like about 6 seconds of excruciating rumblings. The sickness inside me.
Yeah, buddy, we know. We got it.
And
Your
like,
tongue's basically a monster.
as the words end, like the jaw that was already quite extended and strange and broken and almost like ripped open wide, like you can hear like a crunching sound as it like dislodges altogether, and the tongue comes out, and on the other end of it is the small stillborn corpse of an Akata, just like ripping out from the insides of this guy, and you can see like the rib cage of the human crew member also almost like shrink and folds in, as if like the form of the Akata growing inside of him is like no longer holding the structure of this once human body together.
We gotta kill
And
this
the
thing.
two of them lay dead on
dead.
the ground in
I
a
just-
mix of just guts and awful smelling acrid fluids.
I look over at Dick and I just give him a look like, oh, fuck.
I take my
You-
hammer and I smash it one more time.
Yeah, and like subconsciously, I'm sure your skin, whether it really is or not, feels itchy.
The camera gets the hammer smashing into the corpse of the Akata.
Did we lose D1?
He is dead. I am taking over. I am D2CK.
The body itself, other than like the ripped and grotesque spacesuit, does not appear to have much on it. Let me just check one other spot here.
I'm so happy we found Palindor in space.
Now we just have to find Ace somewhere nearby.
It's like a core to a power crystal or something, like
Yeah.
powering an entire city.
She's still alive.
Yeah.
Okay.
In chains, space chains.
You'll never kill me.
Cool.
There's nowhere to run, Ace. You're all locked up now.
I've been in space prison for these 10 millennia.
You'll have to find Palindor to begin the ancient curse that releases me.
And then you hold up the dead head of Palindor.
Lathadir's
late.
light may no longer
Wait.
be lit, but it can be rekindled.
We done found him.
Turns out Lathadir is
And-
one of the three gods that came together to form Triune.
We
Just
were
the
responsible for the whole space drifting. Peck and Ace and Palindor combined to explode space-time.
Sounds about right.
That's what happened. I love it. I love that.
That's perfect.
We found one of the gods.
You're gonna have a lot to tell the Starfinders when you get back.
Yeah.
We've
So
got it all recorded.
I've got Palindor's head.
Really not much more to the corpse in terms of monetary gains or material possessions, but obviously a lot of interesting information is quite literally surfacing from the thing as we speak.
Well, this thing seems super toxic. Maybe we should move on.
yeah, I just start.
I-
Agree, do you want?
I cut off the other insignia, the Starfinder patch,
Oh.
or the Absalon station thing, and I just put it in my pocket.
What's up this way?
Richard, it
Interesting
appears you
question.
are a left-hand man. Well,
Uh,
well, you're.
Richard, as you stagger forward after kind of collecting yourself for a few minutes here, you kind of steel your resolve and look up at this very almost spaceship-like interior corridor, still with kind of like a rough natural ground, and you find it easier and easier to walk as you head up to this thing. The strange thing is, though, that it just ends in a very perfectly, too perfect, like flat metal wall. I'm just gonna say metal. I mean, it's this weird material that you're not really quite sure what it is. And it ends with a hole facing the void of space inside of the wall.
So you can see space through the wall.
Hmm.
Okay. Sounds like
Guys,
the
this
end of the
sounds
line.
this sounds like a LucasArts game from the 90s called The Dig. Perhaps this is a spaceship lodged in a meteor.
That's
So I
actu-
assume it's just. Oh, say again.
that's kind of interesting. That idea.
Let's explore and see what we can find. This way, my brothers.
I'm breaking.
I'm looking down that hallway already.
Don't
Okay.
touch any panels. Make sure you don't touch any blinking lights.
As the D1 unit goes bouncing into the wall. Alright, so there is another sort of rough, more natural corridor to the south. The three of you, slowly being trailed by an even more anxiety-riddled Philsix, approach the other sort of man-made sci-fi corridor, for lack of a better description, and come upon another fairly large looking opening that lies beyond.
Oh, nice. Another.
How strong is gravity right now?
As you approach this corridor, it's like on a scale of 1 to 9.82, probably about a solid 7.
I respect the hell out of that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's nice.
The D1 unit trails behind a little bit. Phil 6, you look a little apprehensive. May I ease your mind, as simple as it is?
Phil 6. Feeling uncomfortable. Both friends gone now, and more of these strange things in here. Not sure how we get out of this one.
Well, you could start by using that massive weapon that we've armed you with.
Phil 6 fired and it did nothing.
Well, that's because you fired and at the wrong direction. Perhaps you should use math next time.
I
Huh?
take the gun from him, and I give him my simple laser pistol.
Okay.
You're switching them out.
Okay.
He can't be trusted. So-
Maybe you'll have better aim with this little buddy.
Don't you also have a flamethrower?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am a weaponeer.
You're a goddamn weaponeer.
Just like things just strapped all over
You're-
your large
You're
body.
Jane. Is
Yeah,
who
yeah,
you
yeah.
are.
Look, Phil Sticks. You just don't worry about it, man. We're all in this together. Here, have this laser pistol. It's more apt to your size.
I stealth forward.
He takes the laser pistol and seems more comfortable with it, more wieldy in his hands.
Nah, man, you got to try this, and then like I put my hand on his and I spin it around his finger, like. See how cool that is?
That's pretty sweet.
Don't-
Yeah.
Teach him shit like that. Keep the safety on. Are we doing shit like that?
Don't worry, there's no bullets in it.
Listen, I see you spinning that thing. I'm giving you the hammer. You hear me, Phil Sticks?
He's just kind of like nodding and holding the pistol closely.
You want to get off this rock? You pay attention.
Rue, you're sort of stealth walking slowly
yeah.
along.
Very slowly, yeah. Is it? It's still dark, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You walk through the paneled hallway
Paneled.
and come upon again like another rough natural opening with another panel hallway that leads to the north. And then another more natural corridor that leads to the south.
Is there anything? Do I observe anything in this room?
Well, funny you should ask.
I'd like you to make a perception check.
I perceive well.
Richard, you may as well make a perception check as well.
Percept well, dude.
May the percept be with you. Good dog.
Are you percepting? It's all you.
Oh, to me? Oh, I think you
Yeah,
said Rue.
Oh.
Where is... Aha.
Percept. Oh.
Richard, let's say you're scanning the room and you kind of look immediately to again like this paneled passageway to the north. D1 and Richard, you're looking like straight ahead as you come in, kind of taking in this like massive cavern as well, and you immediately see a spectral like form just emerge from the rock dead in front of you. It is just floating out of what is clearly a solid object and is incorporeal, like just spectral in nature.
Is
I
it
see it?
Human? Or, I
And
mean, like by humanoid, or is it like?
it's floating. It appears
It's almost
humanoid.
phantasmal.
It's almost phantasmal. It kind of looks like this.
Oh,
This-
phantom.
The suit.
Is this the new race they were talking
The
about?
suit does not match that of anything you've seen before, and the immediate sense is it looks quite old, although the phantasmal nature of it all makes that hard to tell exactly.
Oh, there you are.
You
I grab a hold of both Rue and Richard. I grab them by the hands, and as I do, they feel the flow of 1990s internet going into their veins. Like there's like beep beep, and as I grab them, I hear like guys, we're in a meteor. But it's obviously a spaceship disguised as a meteor, and there's a ship towing it, and they knew, obviously, that this was a spaceship for some reason, because they're towing it, and it's important. We gotta be careful. We're towing some sort of alien craft behind us, and whatever was on that ship before us, they fucking died. So we gotta be careful. And also, somehow Palindor's on here.
We also have to remember that the people that are bringing us back right now didn't really care to have us back.
Exactly. We've got no way back.
Well, we've got a spaceship and an asteroid.
We don't have a spaceship anymore. Well, we can't pilot it.
Not yet, anyways.
It's just dead space right now.
For right
So-
now.
Whatever this thing is, it's probably powerful enough to kill the entire crew.
All right. That's it. This chick is toast.
Oh yeah, I'm behind that. I'm a D1 hears that and he's 110%.
I come up.
behind it.
And I, if hopefully it doesn't see me, and I hope I just start fucking fire pistoling it.
Fire pistol the shit out of it.
I like that. Everyone roll initiative first, though.
And then I'm photon tuning.
I'm also photon attuning. Oh, perfect.
Well, I'm photon attuning too.
That actually fits pretty well. Rue totally missed his perception, anyways.
Dude, hey,
It's like
Dad.
kind of like what's
Yeah, we're
happening.
twinsies.
Twinsies.
All right.
We're Nish twins.
Richard and D1. You have the slightest jump on this thing, but it's like it's just emerging from the wall, like claws out, just drifting towards you, just. And it's just
like
coming right towards you.
Yeah, you're gonna die, but it's been fun.
Not with that.
Oh,
We're
man.
not. Oh wait, that's the Phantom.
No, that's no.
Okay.
So you
Flame
step
pistol
forward
on
with the
it.
flame
Yep.
pistol and fire and hit the Phantom.
You almost got crit on that.
Drop
God,
damage
I
on
know.
it.
That's why I was.
One off. Oh!
You hear it as it goes through the Phantom, bouncing off the
I feel
stone.
like all my guns suck. Oh, there's that.
We've all rolled ones tonight on our damage.
D1 almost
busted.
moving in unison.
Stellar
with
Rush.
Richard. D1 right now.
Stellar
Well,
Gotta
I
full
don't
attune.
have Stellar Rush, so
I have to
Yeah.
fully attune first.
No, not fully attuned. You just have to be
you just need
attuned.
one, yeah. You could technically Stellar Rush on your first turn in combat.
Yes.
all right.
Is it-
I'm gonna
yeah.
move up to here.
Okay. Wait. Isn't your movement only 20 or is it 30?
I
It's
thought
20.
it was 30.
It's 20. Small robot.
Oh, well then, that's perfect. Oh,
I'll
we
give
give
that.
that to me?
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Yeah.
all right. I'm between his legs. Yeah, this didn't work last time, but it's gonna work this time. See?
Okay.
And I used laser pistol on this guy.
Okay.
All right, there we go. 2. That's better than 1. That's twice as good as 1.
Okay.
The Phantom is still perfectly
Guys,
healthy.
we're gonna die. We're gonna die. This is the boss, and we're hitting it for 1.
I mean, we could have talked to it, but it does not look like it wants to talk.
No, it doesn't. It definitely doesn't. Look how it looks. Look how it
Um,
looks.
I say, Philsticks, get in here! Because Philsticks isn't even on this party time.
He's kind of being a bitch.
you hear him plodding forward slowly.
Is he on comms? Does he have comms with us?
Yeah. If you wanted him to tune into some comms, you could have arranged that.
1067.
There's almost like a forward motion on one of its like clawed hands, and all of you see like this spectral hand just sort of like rip through the air and
no.
disappear, and it comes up behind Richard,
No.
and you as D1 like almost hits your scrotum, you kind of like react in time, and it's like it's this just serendipitous moment where, and you see this like spectral hand just come ripping out of thin air as if like through another plane, and it just comes ripping past your face and just barely misses you.
What's the... Okay. What's the combat checker? Where's my combat checker? I'm gonna pop this shit up here. Is it the sword? There it is.
Rue.
Wait.
Be rough.
Do we all... Are we all... Wait, so we're all getting our first attacks, right?
There was no surprise.
Oh, there wasn't a surprise.
Yeah,
Okay.
No,
Rue-
but Richard and
Rue's next up.
D1 and Phantom
Gotcha.
went in that respective order. It's now Rue and then Phil 6.
Cool.
I'm going to move. Yeah,
Okay.
what's gravity like in here?
It's yeah, again, it's like 7 going on 8 the further you get in here.
Okay. This may be really stupid, but I'm gonna do it. I'm going to detect magic.
I believe in you, buddy. You're always right.
I would say after seeing the spectral hand shoot
Yeah.
out and go under the ground, my gut was just like,
Yeah.
That's a good call.
You sense like a strange lingering trace of something. You're hesitant to call it magic, but what you do recognize is traces of the drift.
Oh.
What do I know specifically about the drift? Like, I mean,
Many consider it to be just like a lot of the other sort of magical planes, but
It's like a black hole, right?
in this case, it's this like multicolored spectrum that allows for faster than light travel with drift engines, which is how space travel works.
so would I know if I knew that there was some kind of magical thing? Obviously, like I'm looking for some kind of weakness. Would I be able to determine anything, either based off the drift or like is there any kind of
The only thing you're able to
indication
glean
if I'm
in
good
this
here?
in this quick moment is that this thing is clearly capable of passing through multiple planes of existence.
Okay. Cool. That's it. That's all I got.
Alright.
Because I think that's an entire standard action.
It is, yes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Where is Ron's camera? Is it still with us?
Mm-hmm. Sure
Oh,
is.
oh shit.
Remember, I talked to you last time. I called. Still falling our ass.
I get on comms with everybody. Guys, maybe we should throw a sack over this thing. I don't know. Do you want it to record everything we do?
At this point, who cares? Just kill the
Fuck the
spectral
camera.
lady.
Okay.
This. Look
Phil6
what they
comes
want.
in with a very
Oh,
shanky
Christ.
laser in hand, and he's just like frozen staring at this thing.
Okay. Is he gonna fire or is he not gonna fire?
He does not fire.
Thank God.
Shoot our asses off.
Actually. Interestingly enough. Hold, please.
Oh, please don't go in the walls. Don't go in the wall. I can see what you're doing. God damn it. You're in the walls. Ah!
The thing just drifts back away into the walls. Richard, it's your turn.
This is just like the last fight of Palindor before he saved the universe.
You know it
Wow,
went
that
into the
really.
wall.
That
You
threw a
don't-
real wrench into my gears here.
You
Yep.
don't know where it is or what it's doing, but you can certainly hold an action or set up a trigger if you like.
Yeah, I am going to. I have my hammer ready for close range, and
Okay.
I have the arc emitter. I switched to the arc emitter.
Okay. Okay.
Wait, ooh, what's this? Never mind. Never mind. I switched to the club. I have a club and a hammer.
Club. Yeah.
Oh no, God! I'm sorry. I'm just looking at how strong everything is. You know?
That's fair.
You're like holding
kind of
weapons out in
micromanaging.
front of yourself.
Yeah. I go with the arc emitter.
This one will
And-
do good.
And it's kind of like I'm back-to-back crime fighting with this little D1 as I'm looking around, and I'm gonna hold my action and everything, just trying to take in to see what the next move is because I don't really know yet.
Yeah. So like basically, you can delay your whole turn and then just decide then, but you'll just
Okay,
drop
yep.
in the initiative order.
Or it's the specific trigger, right?
If you
Okay.
set up a specific trigger, that's
Okay, I'm
very
gonna keep the specific trigger then. I am looking in. How do I do a cone? Is it shift or triangle?
I think it's like alt.
You're gonna play whack-a-mole, is what you're gonna do.
Yep. I'm looking in this direction. First thing pops out, I'm hitting it with an arc emitter.
Okay.
Oh god. Please don't be Tom Haverford.
D1.
The D1 unit pushes up against Richard's quad. He's barely high enough to his head lines up with the top of his quad. Jesus, what are you doing?
Go on.
The D1 unit, he is made out of metal, but he's still shivering a little bit, and he casts detect magic.
Okay.
It's a 60-foot radius.
But it can't go through walls, bud.
It can't, but as long as that monster's in this room.
You sense nothing.
Hey, buddy, the monster's not in this room, but maybe he's in the walls. But he's not in a 60-foot radius for sure. And then we continue circling. I'm pushed against the back of his leg.
Okay. Emerging from behind all of you
God damn it!
comes the Phantom. Let me pull up this thing here. He kind of lets out this awful shrieking wail.
It's a banshee.
He's a Wilhelm. Goddamn Wilhelm.
And just tries to rip through Filsix with its claw and goes right through him. And Filsix just like drops the pistol, looking down, almost stunned, but seemingly takes no damage. The wail that the Phantom tries to unleash on all of you, there's an excruciating pain forming, but all of you are able to close your receptors off in time, due to the Phantom's critical fumble. So it seems to have no effect before disappearing into the wall again. But it's very clear that it was trying to do something that would have affected all of you.
Oh, okay.
Rue.
Did it disappear?
It did.
Oh, that sucks.
Okay.
I'm gonna ready in action, and it's gonna be Stellar Rush.
Okay.
Oh,
And
we should have
as-
moved up in attunement too, but
You are correct.
As soon as it appears, I want to immediately kill it with Stellar Rush.
Okay.
Actually, and in fact, well, no, I guess I have to just do that. I can't move or anything, right?
Yeah, that would be part of your deal.
Yeah, that's fine.
Re-emerging close to where you first saw it.
What the fuck?
You see the part of like the chest and the head kind of peeking out again from the wall. Richard can have first honors if he likes.
it's happening.
But imagine Rue like almost in the same moment.
Oh fuck!
Oh no!
It was a hard spot to hit. It was a hard spot.
Yep.
Yeah, you're like
It's in
looking.
the shadows.
Can I even reach it with Stellar Rush?
Yeah,
It's a charge.
charge is
It's like 60 feet, right?
double your movement speed, I think. Yeah. Okay, that's a good failure.
Yeah. I wanna actually like bull rush it and hit it with the fire damage.
Okay.
It's against the wall, but I wanna like just almost like I know it can go through walls, so it's kind of pointless, I guess, to even try. But
Hey.
drop that fire.
Yeah,
That's sick.
Sure.
Three
There you
points
go.
of damage.
3 out of 12.
1, 2, 3. You and me.
For doing it, Peter.
You take 1 point of damage as you just fucking charge a wall.
Yeah.
But your flames go out in a good way.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Phil 6.
It's gonna shoot me in the back.
Yep.
He's scared. He might run.
He's pretty
But only
scared
for
right
1
now.
point of damage, so don't worry about it.
Oh man.
He gets a critical. Damn it.
Did he throw a grenade? What the fuck?
It's okay, I'm gonna die.
Rue, I
Yeah.
need you to make
Yeah.
a will save.
Perfect. I'm excited to do that.
Oh, and will
Excited
you
for you to
do?
it.
Well done.
As
Well
you
done.
slam into the wall,
well
you
done.
feel almost confused for a moment, trying to remember where you are and how you got here, but you quickly snap out of it. And we are now in round 3 as we go back to Richard.
Oh, Richard's inspired.
He's feeling big.
He lines up this attack. He rushes
Okay.
over this way just so that he can stellar rush in as well without hitting it. And just try and like knock its block off as he full rushes into it.
Okay.
Noggin.
Okay.
You can see him like running in place for a second. Just charging. Yeah. I don't know how to. Oh wait, it's on action.
It's under actions, and then there's a dice next to Stellar Rush.
Yeah.
That's the ability.
Get out of the way! Success! Wait, what?
But he still takes the damage.
It still takes half damage.
Oh, he rolled a 20 on that? Holy
Mhm.
shit. Jesus.
Richard Dick Pound is like just not meant for this world. It's a dice.
All I can say is, I understand what Grav was going through, man. It's like,
And
Hey.
Palador.
Palandor is dead in space.
So
because
I still need you to roll the damage thing from that onto him.
that half damage. Okay.
Palador saved the world, though.
Is it-
We
is it
found him.
D6? Oh yeah, I can just do this.
Should be right
The
on
lightning.
the ability.
Yeah, the lightning right next to it is what is the damage.
1, 2,
Alright.
3, ooh, and me.
What the
Richard,
fuck is with that roll?
if you would go ahead and make a will save for me, please.
We're terrible
wow.
at space.
I won't. I like to skirt the line, you know what I'm saying?
Perfectly average.
Yeah. No, that's cool. So,
Yeah, that's cool. Fuck.
can you roll a percentage die?
Uh-oh.
What is that again?
You right click on the D10.
Oops.
How much do you die?
All the die.
41.
41% death.
Rue, you notice that Richard comes charging in, and as the flames of his solar rush extinguish around the drift dead emerging in the wall in front of you, Richard, if you wanna act this out for us,
yeah, lovely.
Richard Dick Pound is like clutching at the warmth of the wall that you just generated, and you are babbling incoherently, uncontrollably right now.
Uh-oh.
Babbling?
Mm-hmm.
Like what do you like out of fear?
Like you're confused. You've lost your mind a little bit.
No, Leonard Nimoy!
He invokes Leonard Nimoy. Watch your
D1.
mouth.
D1, two Solarians go rushing into a phantom. What do you do?
Let me
This-
computing distances.
That sounds like the start to a terrible joke, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah.
Two Solarians and a drift rock go rushing into a phantom. A small
Please
robot
hold.
and a petrified goblin. Stand by.
Invoking the will of Palandor. 25 feet. Jesus Christ.
Please stop invoking that.
Alright, I move in. D1 moves in and he kisses Palandor's head on the cheek.
Even though you don't have lips.
Yeah, exactly.
Just, like put it up to your face.
Thanks, buddy. You've got me through this so far. Okay, there. Okay. All right, I'm gonna mark this off. It's gonna be another sound effect. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
I like
and
the
here-
Manthos. That was good.
Sorry, buddy, but you fucked on Palandor, and now it's time for you to be fucked on. Here you go. Oh yeah! Oh!
Good God, dude.
Goodbye, you
Thank
fucking
God,
phantom
that was
piece of
great.
shit.
Just as it vanishes into the wall, I need you to make a will save.
Oh no! Jesus Christ! Alright, hold on. Oh, will save. Alright, I have +5. Okay, 18's good. 18's good.
You kind of look at Palindor for a moment too long. That would seem insane, but you quickly snap out of it and see Richard just babbling incoherently against the cold asteroid rock up ahead.
I
Phantom-
can't wait till
The Phantom has
Palindor
disappeared.
darts back to you. You're gonna get Tom Haverford, but
Yep.
from Palindor.
I don't know what Palindor is doing up here, but by God, I will save his head. Holy shit. Okay.
Emerging above you with a
He's still alive!
like he's like above in the ceiling, about like 30 feet up, like coming out from like the angled part of like the natural cavernous roof, and you see the spectral hand just comes flying towards you, D1.
Mm.
And again, it misses. What the fuck?
I have the power of Palindor. Fuck you, bitch!
I have a question. Can I use just like my swift action to backhand the fuck out of Richard, who's babbling coherently?
If you roll a d20, you can.
That sounds like a challenge. That's not.
Oh, let
funny.
her be mine! I don't want poop in my pancake breakfast.
You smack him out of what surely would have been at least 2 rounds of incoherent babbling,
Can-
and he starts to come down from his fits.
Can I punch as a wick come out of it?
If you roll a d20.
Okay.
Oh God! Don't hit that 20.
Oh, you, you fucker! Why do you roll like shit unless it's to hurt your teammates?
You slap him, and there's just an immediate, like, instinctual right massive hook that just connects with your dainty drow jaw, and you take 3 points of fatigue damage.
Oh no!
Okay.
You woke him up though.
I
Didn't-
pick
you're
Rue up off the
both
ground.
you're both definitely awake.
I immediately pick Rue up. Rue, the fuck are you slapping me for?
You fucker! You were babbling incoherently, and I just turn, and I don't. At this point,
you see a
What?
spectral hand just go like ripping through D1
Like-
and back towards the spot in the ceiling.
I want
Don't worry
to.
about it, guys. I'm fine.
Do I still have enough to do a full attack action against what's her name? Or
A full attack action.
that was a swift. That was a swift
yeah,
action.
yeah,
is what I
yeah,
proposed.
yeah. I'm into it. I
Alright.
liked our moment there. Oh,
Oh no!
you throw.
Damn, you used a high ace,
you
DC.
You miss all the
yeah,
things.
no shit.
Wow,
All the things.
that's really high.
That's fair.
This is like a true boss.
Oh.
I feel like Fiddlesticks is about to die.
Whoa.
I like this candy.
Oh, 20! He
Phil
saved
Six, Phil
himself.
Six, just like still on the ground, like whimpering, like reaches and clutches for that fucking pistol, and you just hear him like
He's
point
gonna
it, and he's
shoot?
like point up the cylinder, it's just, Pepper! And he just starts like pulling and firing that thing twice.
He shoots himself in the face. I've had enough.
Damn.
Oh wow!
Bibble.
Holy shit, Bibble. Oh, there we
For
go.
Bibble.
Whoa,
Bibble.
3 though. Good.
Dude, he's hit more on the guy on that one turn than I've hit this whole.
That's all of us combined. We all hit for 1.
Phil Six is still there, just clutching the thing. Richard, what are you doing? You feel the madness kind of slap out of your face as
fuck
you
are we
as you
doing?
as you pick Rue back up. I'm pretty sure the camera's caught all of that as well.
Is the gravity back totally on in this room? Right?
It's high enough that you can walk and move along the ground fairly normally at this point.
Okay. Well, I use the lack of it, and I kick off of this wall, light up in anticipation, light up and fire, and then I stellar rush
Okay.
this son of a bitch again.
Okay.
So if he's a little bit higher, I angle him, you know what I mean? I just fucking
Yeah.
get that diagonal.
Okay. All right. You kind of lean to the wall and like at like a 30-degree angle,
Right.
you just like rush
Can't-
towards the ceiling. Oh yeah.
Can't
sorry.
put it on the guy.
There you go.
I like that I was on him though. I'm like that.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
and with
That's
with
what I wanna
Bibble like drawing its full attention, you charge up right into the fucking thing.
Ooh.
And
Go.
and
Nine.
Did
both
something.
you and the spectral like float to the ground, and the thing almost just completely dematerializes.
That's all of
Um,
our damage combined.
but enough of it's still there that you can kind of make out this like human-ish face, almost like one last glimpse of the thing before it winks out, and you can kind of almost see what appears to be a beautiful young woman at some point.
I call over to the rest of my team and say, boys, you want to talk to this thing before I kill it?
I do. I totally do. Hey, let me in there.
The
I totally
cameras
let
like
him
the cameras get up close too, so we can like identify who it is later on.
Okay.
I'm standing
you-
on it with my big boot.
You're touching nothing. Again, this thing's
Oh, that's right,
incorporeal.
Spectrum.
But like the last thing you see is like you see parts of like, and I'm talking like 15% of this humanish, beautiful woman's face intermixed with this gruesome, terrifying spectral image you've been seeing, and you see her lips kind of form on top of like the interior of this like creepy skull, and it's just like whispers, just like, find me, and the whole thing just melts into nothing. Like you see nothing around you, no body, nothing at all.
Oh, there's literally nothing.
Literally nothing.
There's people that are still alive here. People are still here.
Man, that's super cryptic. Check this out, guys, and I cast Grave Words
Well,
on
didn't
Valador again.
didn't we just as a refresher, don't we know that there was an escape pod or something that came to this, or we know that there's still survivors somewhere, and we had at one point in time suspected them here, and that's what we're
Yeah.
We
From the-
suspected that they were here, but
from
we
the
don't
seen
know.
one
Yeah.
that was dead.
Make a culture check, someone, just someone,
Okay.
one person.
Can I help?
Yeah.
Huh.
Who you're helping?
No, mine fell off.
I'm
I had
helping.
all the seven.
I'm helping.
Oh, you're untrained, so you're not very helpful. You've got nothing.
I rolled a fucking 17 off the. God damn it!
You
Wait,
don't know.
I'm untrained.
Yeah.
It says that I'm. Oh, I have no ranks in it. Okay, I see.
Yeah. So, Richard, you clearly recognize that the spectral spacesuit you saw this thing wearing is
Mhm.
incredibly different than that of the miners. A lot fancier. It seemed a little more archaic. But nothing registers beyond that.
So
Rue,
the creature.
unfortunately, you didn't get a good enough look at it before it dissipated to make heads or tails yourself.
So the
Okay.
creature that attacked us, its spacesuit is left behind. Is that what I'm hearing?
No. Basically, this is what Richard's just sort of processing what he saw before the thing disappeared.
Oh, okay. D1 walks over to Fiddlestick. Fiddlesticks, what make you of this situation? Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Phil6 is still like just anxiously clutching the pistol, looking where the thing was. Where'd it go? In the walls again? Where'd it go?
I pat Fiddlesticks on the head and I say, I take that as a no.
I said, you did great, Phil Sticks.
Whoa, 16.
Phil6 does not like this place.
Look, buddy. Either that thing's gonna come for us, or we can come for it. But either way, there's gonna be a lot of cum, and I'd rather be the one coming on that thing than it coming on us. Let's go get it.
Phil6 just want to get back to his ship, wherever that is.
And he just
Yeah.
throws the pistol down on the ground.
Hey, pick that up, you asshole. That's worth a lot of money. Where is your ship?
He's just
Didn't-
almost not hearing you and just shaking his head, staring at the ground right now.
The D1 unit picks up the gun and puts it back in Philstick's hand. Hey, buddy, if we're gonna get out of this alive, you're gonna have to fuck a lot of monsters up with this thing. You hold tight. You fuck them. Fuck them hard.
He just takes it and begrudgingly almost holsters the thing.
You know how to fuck, right?
That's an awesome hashtag.
Why'd they take Bibble? Well, I tried to. I've never inspired an NPC before. That was my inspiration talk.
He's kind of just begrudgingly like following along. Like I mean, he's clearly shaken, right? Like he's the last of his kind on this rock, and this is unreal scenario for him.
Is there anything to the north of us?
That's a great question. So just like in the other northern heading paneled corridor, it just comes to like a perfectly vertical wall made out of similar material with a different shape in there. Like again, like almost machine cut, like a strange puzzle-like shape that's just open to the void of space.
Okay.
Cool.
Well,
Then
do you,
south.
okay, yeah.
Oh wait, because you said it goes to the vastness of space, right?
Yeah, I mean, imagine like
It's like a
a
porthole.
very
but-
tall wall with like
Yeah,
like a porthole, but no
Yep.
window or anything, just a weird cut shape in the wall.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, is it about the same size?
Similar, yeah.
How big is the hole?
Probably about 4 feet tall, about 2.5 feet wide, and not unlike a keyhole. It's got like a very distinct sort of machine cut shape to it.
Okay,
The other
machine
one,
cut.
the other one seemed different, but same idea.
Okay.
Where is that? North
Not
or south?
identical. Both of
North.
the northern corridors you've encountered now have been
Mach-
exactly the same.
Machine cut is very interesting. But
Look,
yeah, I say we head south.
Richard, I don't know much about your people, but you seem to be able to slip into small spaces, like myself. Perhaps you could get through this 2-foot wide keyhole with a specific shape.
I mean, you can
Whoa.
clearly see out of it that it just goes out into space.
I don't want to go to space.
Oh, never mind, buddy. Let's keep going south. Sorry, it's like I was taking a piss. Even though I don't need to, as I am a robot spray paint can.
Leave that poor dead paladin alone.
I've got his head. I'll leave the rest of him behind.
How are you proceeding?
Quietly.
Yeah, quietly for sure.
Very, very quietly.
I'm
After all
definitely
the
trying to-
shit we've faced.
Pay attention if we can see any more kind of. If, after encountering that thing, if by walking down this hallway we can tell if there's anything that's been going through the walls here or again disrupted Earth. Or,
That thing straight up dematerialized when we killed it, by the way.
It
Like,
did.
there's no trace of it anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. As you carefully move forward.
Down this
Richard,
penis.
are you taking
shaft.
point here? Sounds
Yeah.
like. Okay.
Dude, we are literally going into a dick.
All these things are dicks. They're awesome.
You're in the urethra right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
In a dick.
It's the Three Dicks Club.
How's the gravity here?
Yeah,
It-
that's one of the things.
Yeah, how much gravity?
The gravity here feels like it's like an 8.5.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
out of 9.8.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, hey guys. Jesus, like, look, it seriously is a dick.
I can't stop looking at it.
Guys, I feel really confident about this one. I don't know. It's something about the shape of the hallway. It,
I might want to be a little more cautious, Tin Can.
this is
I'm
the.
not entirely sure what's in this room.
All right, maybe I'll pull back here.
Yeah. I want to stealth.
Okay.
I'll stealth
Hugging
in
the
there.
wall.
All right. All right. Give me some stealth checks.
Oh Jesus! Clink clunk, clink clunk, clink. Guys, this hallway looks just like a dick. Clink clunk, clink clunk.
As you get near the opening shaft of the corridor, Richard, you hear like a subtle scraping sound, and it's clear that you are among a couple of other survivors of the crew.
Oh.
You almost immediately recognize what appears to be two Acreon crew members from their spacesuits. Sort of just wandering about the room slowly, just sort of pacing back and forth.
I don't like how somehow I can detect that they're zombies.
Can I see the? I mean, is it obvious I see their tongues and their shit like that?
You're very familiar with this scene now since you've been so up close and personal with it until
Okay,
now.
boys. There's two of them.
Yeah. You know
We
what
need
would
to
be
set a
interesting?
trap.
You
Yeah.
know what would be interesting? What if we went back to that corridor to the northwest of us?
Huh?
And we could probably draw the one that's pretty far north into it and just fight one at a time opposed to both.
I'm all about that. I feel like I did a lot of damage by accident with my ability, and I only have one of those.
Yeah. Let's keep. Let's do that.
Okay.
We could not handle two of them at the same time. So
And then, yeah.
Get positioned however you want to, and I'll use dancing lights to draw it
Dude,
in.
guys, we can do the party sheet order. Look at that, huh?
party
Yeah.
sheet order.
Yeah, use your pull out your party sheet, and then the right there's a tab. You can put your fucking.
Yeah, you can indicate to me what your marching order is.
I like
Oh.
that. I always set this up. I don't know why. It's just.
Where's where are they? Where are we assuming the fight's gonna happen?
Which direction are we on?
Yeah, I don't know. So we're heading south. We're heading south, right?
All right. Well, I want to be like up here then. I want to be behind everybody.
Show me you had
All right. Well, either way, I'm hoping that me and the little Dobby are coming back, and we're gonna dancing lights them. That one of them back.
Now, I think we should set a trap of sorts. Tripwire. Something to make it fall down, grab its ankles, make it immobile.
I checked my pockets, and I don't have any grenades. Perhaps you guys do, or maybe the goblin does.
forming the phalanx.
I don't have any grenades or anything.
I
don't-
have.
Do you
I have a
really
shot
have-
grenade. I produce. I pull it out. I remove it from my inventory. I have these. Is there a way we can? Oh yeah, look at that. Let's see, where's failing name? Phil6. Phil6. Now's your chance to make big boom here.
Sorry, so
And-
everyone's back over
Yeah.
in this area.
For Bibble, I tell him to really
For Bibble.
inspire him, you know, put it into him. He's gonna come this. I tell him the whole plan. I tell him he's gonna come this. So he doesn't.
Always assist Bibble. Now my time to build the boom.
The student has become the master.
He's gonna die.
And then I come back over here. Boys, we may want to give him some space.
Please let him die.
How many? Just one boom?
Unless you have more booms, I don't think we have any more booms.
How many booms do you have in integers?
He doesn't have any. You guys took all his booms.
I have him.
Well, looks like you just got one boom now, buddy.
I have nope. And I pull out another boom.
How many the fuck booms do you have?
Don't worry about it.
Where are you
And-
getting these booms from?
I bought a bunch. I found a boom grenade belt, and I took what Bibble had left.
Okay.
Seriously, I don't see where you're getting these from.
Alright,
Pull
so
them out
you...
of random pockets.
Oh,
Okay.
here's one.
I mean, you had a bunch of the
I
other
have one.
stuff too, like the detonator, like all the parts that Bibble had on him.
Yep. I have 2 detonators, but I'm not really sure how to hook that up here. So since it's just a booby trap.
Yeah,
Or
what
a
exactly?
manual trap.
What exactly are you asking Phil6 to build?
Something that goes across. Oops. Something goes across like right here, about
Okay.
chest high.
Whoa.
Okay. Okay.
Are you sure you want to place it right there?
Well, what are your thoughts?
I was thinking maybe something more along the lines of this.
What?
Like up top to the top right.
Why?
The zombie's right here.
The zombies to the south of us.
He's right here.
Oh! Apparently I don't have the information you guys have. Continue. I trust in you, my fleshy Goombas.
You gotta stop taking mental pisses. Do you want?
I totally didn't realize these rooms were connected to each other.
So yeah, the hopes that the chest high is that maybe the impact will knock them back or even knock them down.
Okay.
I don't want to be
toppling him
here
over.
anymore.
Okay. So you sorry, you giving him 1 shock grenade and something else?
And 1 frag.
1 shock
That I just
frag,
emptied
okay.
out of my.
Okay. You just taking them off your inventory?
I'm at
Alright.
0 on both of them.
Perfect.
D1. It's not a religious robot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he starts talking to the head of Poundor.
Okay.
Dear Palindor, I hold the head out in front of me. Dear Palindor, I feel like we're about to die in a hideous way, and I'm a robot, and that's against everything that I believe in. You know, like death and hideous death. How are we going to win?
Well, when it walks through the boom. Oh wait, I didn't hear you. I thought you were talking to Paladin.
Oh, I totally. It's just tongues. Blah, 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 blah.
She is the key. Lathandir will be there to guide me. I'm sure of it.
The pamphlets.
The wind! Why is the wind blowing the pound?
What the fuck is a deer?
And why does it laugh?
What is a laughing deer?
Okay.
And does not compute.
Rue, what are you doing while Phil6 begins his operation?
I'm getting set up to. I'm just gonna murder the fucker as he enters.
Okay.
Those rooms really
Phil
connected.
six.
I didn't.
I'm
Phil
I'm
six
actually doing
is- Yeah.
my vlog right now.
I like that. It's
I'm
like an
doing
out of focus space goblin assembling something in
Yeah.
the background.
Well, we found them in the other room. We're preparing a little surprise for them.
I'm doing my vlog.
Just pissing.
Be prepared for some
noises.
riveting action.
Oh yeah.
That's
It's in the background of
straight up
Richard's vlog,
Richard's.
too.
Yeah, that's Richard's vlog. He's peeing.
T1.
But
Any updates on your front?
it's the really long, slow pee that you just hear for like a minute straight.
I wish
Yep.
I would've just started. I wish I didn't hit mute when I did. It would have been one of those. It's been great.
D1's really delighted by Poundor's head. He's like, I have found the mythical one's head. I cannot believe it. I heard the legends, but I did not believe they were true, and now I finally have his head. I will store it within my chest. I will put it within my chassis so that no one can get to it.
I feel like it's only fitting that Ace would, the
Yeah.
embodiment of Ace would get the final like say over Palindor's body.
Perhaps we can learn from it. Perhaps we can study this head and determine what happened in the past that saved everyone from terrible danger. We can learn from this head, my brethren. And then I put it in my chest.
Yeah, and as your feed cuts out, you see Phil Six is like testing like the tautness of the line, trying to put the 2 grenades on there, and he looks like he's just putting the finishing touches on.
Yeah, you put them on there.
He also kind of turns around and does this.
Boom's ready.
Oh no.
And he just kind of like backs away.
God, I thought he was better.
All right. Booms are ready.
Okay. I cast dancing lights, but I'm casting them in a way where the tripwire line is completely like dark. So I want there to be like maybe there's this oh shit, how do I fucking light it to a sphere thing? Damn it.
Oh, hello.
Oh. I can't ever where's it? Yeah. Okay, like one like there. But pointing like above it's like the light is not shining anywhere on or near the tripwire. Right?
Okay.
Yep.
And
yep,
then
yep.
there's another one like here. Maybe it's dimmer. It's not as bright. And then there's gonna be one kind of floating in the air, like pretty high up, illuminating this like a little bit of the upper chamber.
Okay.
But we are completely hidden in shadow is kind of the idea.
Okay.
So it'll like follow it like a little trail.
Now,
is the dream.
okay, and you all have enough sense to know that like these grenades, if they go off properly, are gonna have a
Big
radius,
booms?
big boom radius. To
A
them.
big boom.
Yeah. I was moving forward because I was curious how we're gonna get their attention, but I like the lights idea. I'm gonna take cover behind this wall.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna float up pretty high, like because I imagine that,
Yep.
you know, being up in the air, is creating more distance.
Yeah, with your thrusters and only half gravity, you can certainly do that.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
And then I imagine that he put like one of the grenades here and one of the grenades here.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Guys, also I want to remind you there's a ship towing this asteroid, and there's a ship inside this asteroid, and there's dead people in it.
Yep.
There's something amok, and we need to figure out what it is.
Yep. But first we gotta kill everything in here.
Fuck yeah, let's do it, buddy. I chink my my gun, even though it's
Yeah.
not a shotgun. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Looks
So
badass though.
so you're just kind of literally dancing the lights in sort of like a glowing trail.
And yeah, in a mysterious kind of like
Dancing lights.
yeah,
They're totally fucked.
ethereal kind of way.
Yeah, I like that.
Not making it really obvious, but something like if you know, like a will o' the wisp kind of, you see it and you're like,
Oh,
oh,
okay.
what is that
is-
kind of thing?
What is that?
There's
Like it.
a long, awkward, tense 2 minutes that pass before like you can kind of hear like the scraping sound of something pulling and moving along the wall, approaching. You, Richard and Rue, can listen carefully if you like, or you can just wait in anticipation.
I want to have full cover, so my ears maybe flat against the wall listening, but I am not peeking to get a better earshot.
Okay. Okay.
That makes sense.
I'm keeping an eye out because I can kind of see down the hallway
Yeah. Yeah.
from my.
I wanna
where I'm at.
reposition. I don't like that. I'm total.
Yeah. 2 minutes are going by here. Do what you want.
I'm taking cover between Richard's legs again.
Yeah. They're good blast shields.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, do you gotta bring that fucking filthy thing everywhere we go?
Yeah, totally. Like, you have no idea. He saved the world. This is like a artifact.
Here they come.
No, look. Here's some other facts about
Can I
it.
put my hand like over the and I cup them in? No, I don't do that. I just keep my hand. Oh, they're both coming anyways.
One who was far, far closer emerges just kind of, again, like, you know, it's almost like he steps and then starts to float for a little bit.
I want to
Lurches
float a light,
forward.
like one of the, because as they were approaching, like I imagine like each light would kind of like whoosh, and I want to try if I can see it with a 14 perception, about to hit the tripwire. I want to try to create like another light around it, like to kind of keep it distracted while his buddy comes up.
Okay.
So the explosion gets
uh-huh.
both of them.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I like that. You're using the lights. You, Rue Vindicar.
Son of Brew Vindicar.
Why don't you make
Son of
a,
Q Vindicar.
Why don't you make a sleight of hand check?
Nailed it. Fuck. Nailed
Okay.
it.
You just fucking like almost daze him with some of the lights for a moment, locking him in place long enough that the other friend or crew member gets close enough, and then you're almost kind of like puppeteering and orchestrating their motion with these lights, I imagine, at this point.
I want them to wink out like right in front of them, and then like a bigger one, kind of like they're all kind of congregated together here to draw them in, kind of thing.
Okay. You
Whoa.
do so, and the bald crew member is the first one through, with the hairy one right behind him.
Is he jealous?
As they step into Philsick's first boom trap, and let's just get this. There we go. Okay.
Didn't you roll an engineering thing for him earlier?
Yeah, to make sure he didn't blow himself up while building it.
Nice.
That dumb fuck. I hate him. I hate him. Let's kill him.
Okay. First grenade goes off. Second
Max
grenade
damage.
goes off. Shot grenade, frag grenade. Richard, do you want to do the honors? Actually,
Oh,
don't,
yeah, I'd love to.
don't. Hold on. Let me take your curse off first, so the damage isn't nuked. All right.
Damn.
Shot grenade first.
Just gonna put this on this guy.
Oh,
You don't even have
Okay.
to do that one. You just need straight damage.
that's what. But that one's good.
Okay.
And just actually put the damage on just the bald guy, and then I can move it onto both of them if need be.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Okay. Alright, shock grenade goes off.
Well, there's a frag. Doing a bald again.
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah.
6. Come on, 6. Oh.
You can still roll damage on him.
There we go.
Mm.
Maximum. Oh, they're not looking terrible. I don't like this.
So there's like a and like loose bits of debris and rubble kind of break off and float in various height levels as they continue to lurch forward as we roll initiative.
Oh. Come on, Nish. Don't fuck me. Oh, you fucked me, Nish. Every time.
Dude,
Fi-
Philsix is jumping
Phil-
into action now.
Phil Sticks rolled better than us.
He's like, "Out with me, boys!"
You kind of hear you see Phil Six like clutching that pistol with a little more confidence now. It's like Phil Six made that boom, and he's just like fucking
Yeah.
He's fucking feeling himself right now.
Is he holding his groin while he like fires? Shut
Yeah,
up.
yeah. The first zombie lurches forward towards Rue.
I'm floating in the air too.
Okay, how high up are you?
I want to be high enough to be away from the blast, so I probably would have been up 20 or 30 feet.
Okay.
How high are you?
Hi, how are you?
Okay. That's a fair retcon. You did mention that earlier. The hairy zombie lurches forward towards Phil Six. I will say, actually, since they just got boomed, that their movement speed on this turn is cut in half. But because he's just going to the thing that he wants to eat, he doesn't get to attack, but does a full double
Oh
move.
no! Why Phil Sticks?
Phil Six basically just takes out this like small little dagger
Not a baby.
and tries to
What? Where do
slice
you
at
get
him.
that from?
Don't worry
It's
about
on
it.
me. I like it.
Yeah, I am going to Stellar Rush this guy. I push off the wall and I just want to like dive straight down on top of him.
You guys
Okay.
are almost tuned up.
All right.
Yeah, we should. No, we have to start over. We're at one.
Yeah, you're one. That's a good fail. Which guy were you going after?
Bald?
The bald guy.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanna hit him and knock him back.
Okay.
Actually, I want to do the attack. Oh nope, I'm hitting him with fire. Never mind. I was trying to not do that, but
What's going on? I'm so confused.
I hit him with
just
fire.
off like a incline in the ceiling. Rue, you get like this amazing trajectory that the camera is like almost trying to track you with, as you go burning into the zombie for 4 points of damage.
Shit, that's a lot.
Did you actually roll the damage on the zombie? I don't think you did you?
I did not because I was trying to not roll damage. I was gonna just attack him.
Gotcha. Alright, well, it is applied. Okay. You connect and just, yeah, you and him go barreling back 10 feet or so. Richard, what are you doing?
As I yell the words, "Get off my goblin!" You just see my whole skin and body just turns to blue.
Oh.
Fucking flames because it's hot. And then I Stellar Rush the hairy one. And I want to charge. I don't know if it's crazy, but I'd like to hit him so hard that he gets sucked off into the vacuum of
He
space.
gets
up
sucked
here.
off.
Yeah. Gets sucked right off in the vacuum of space.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You can try. Yeah, I mean,
Suck 'em
since you
off.
get a standard action, you kind of come out here and sort of line it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I imagine you do like the bull, like you like put your, yeah.
Fuck.
Uh-oh.
But
Oh.
he still takes the fire.
He does.
But was that a natural 20? He just rolled like a dick.
19.
Almost
19.
unnatural 22.
Yep.
Still drop that damage on him.
Drop that DMG. Oh.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Ooh, you and me, girl.
So, finding you already on top of him, this thing with his grotesque swollen tongue, very much like the other one, just comes undulating towards you
Oh no.
and hits.
No,
Dear
no,
Lord.
no, no,
Jesus
no, no,
Christ.
no.
23.
Alright, 0. Okay.
Well,
I think my result or my stamina.
That took out all my stamina.
you take some stamina damage. You also, Rue.
Mhm.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, interesting.
Huh. You take 2 points of strength damage and feel yourself weakening.
Okay, would I know what would cause that?
Clearly the weird tongue
AIDS?
feeding on your life force right now.
Oh, it's not great.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's not
D1.
bad. It's not bad, but it's not terrible.
D1.
Oh no.
D1.
I screamed D1's name.
So I'm looking for my party sheet that tells me how everyone's doing physically.
Oh, hit the main tab. Remember we were in the party order tab? I think I hit the main tab on the top right of party sheet.
Yeah.
So I'm looking. I see combat tracker.
There's
It's
two
It's not,
people.
it's not combat, it's party sheet.
It will say party sheet at the top, but you might be in a different
Oh,
tab
party sheet.
because
Okay. I see it.
we're looking at the order.
Dark vision, languages, blah blah blah. There's a lot of shit on here. Oh. Okay. So you guys haven't taken true damage yet. You're still.
Just Richard took a little.
I didn't take. Yeah, but I took that a while ago, right?
Yeah.
You still got full shields.
You're,
Yeah.
yeah. Everyone but Rue's feeling
Oh
pretty good.
God.
Fairly
Fuck.
well staminaed.
I
Help him
don't.
out.
Okay. My zeros and ones are conflicting, but I feel like I must take initiative.
WWPD.
Yeah. What would D1 do? So D1 rushes out, and he mind thrusts this thing. Good luck, guys. We're gonna be totally fucked if we need to use my healing skills.
Okay.
He saved.
Roll
It's alright.
damage on him.
It doesn't matter because it's still 2d8.
The mind of this particular zombie seems much further gone, and
That sucks because like he has like no mind.
you find your attack didn't do as much as you had hoped.
I still did 6 though, right?
Cut down to 3 for half.
Oh, I did
damage.
3. Okay.
I remind him. You have to focus the tongue. I don't know if that helps.
I feel like I need to get out of the way soon. You guys look like you're about to explode, and I use quotation marks. Oh, Phil 6.
The tendril-like tongue just wraps around the under part of Phil's space helmet
He's
and
dead.
just strangles him till he's almost instantly killed, and his lifeless body just drops to the ground. He clearly didn't have enough strength to absorb the attack.
Poor
Well,
Phil
he's a
Six.
Seant, dude. Big
Yep.
old-fashioned Seant.
He's got a weapon on him too.
Rue.
I should attack him again. I'm a double attack. Oh, but that gave me the +3. I was gonna do full attack. I clicked the wrong thing.
Alright. You can do a -4 and do another single attack.
'Kay.
Just do a manual -4.
2.
Oh, come on. You got it. Oh, wow.
Rue is swishing
Okay.
and swashing with his solar blade to no avail.
After when I saw what he did, still focused on Phil 6. I take a step back. And I'm gonna try this shit again.
Okay.
Incoming sound effects. Sorry.
Did you get a +2 because you're hitting him in the butt,
I hope so.
flanking him?
You're technically flanking him, and his tongue's still wrapped around him, so yes. Normally, if he wasn't like doing a thing, like just if he had just done like a normal attack, I would say no because the target's now dead. But okay, he succeeds. You're charging in still, nonetheless.
He's a total asshole. Well,
There
it's a
you
little
go.
better.
This thing goes to scratch and slash at you, Rue.
Oh no.
Doing some true damage as it
Oh no.
rakes into your guts.
D1!
Clawed hand.
Help Rue!
I was screaming D1's name earlier, but he ignored me.
I
Well,
didn't
I'm
ignore
pointing
you,
now.
buddy. I want to I don't know what role this is, but I want to see if I feel like these things are undead.
I mean, they're zombies, right?
Are they undead?
They definitely seem undead, yeah.
Guess what, buddies? You're totally fucked. D1 walks
I
down
imagine
here.
him to this evil robot laugh.
Yep,
He
He starts laughing and walking slowly into the middle of the room. Ha 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 ha! All right, let me. You guys are totally fucked here. Gills. No, not that one. We're gonna do healing channel,
Okay.
and we're gonna take one of my resolve points away, and a healing channel myself in a 30-foot radius.
Alright.
Anything that I heal is gonna go up, and anything that's undead is gonna go down.
It would if you had that feat.
Fuck me! Are you serious?
Yeah. You still would heal everyone, but you would not damage the undead. That was tied to the feat that you had on your test character,
No,
which you do not have on this character.
I cry out into the meteor. Test character! Jesus Christ!
Palindor's head does not reply.
All right, hold on. Let me take a closer look here.
So, I
Alright,
mean,
so
you
you're
would
gonna-
still heal.
You have 14 points of damage. I have no more of that. I'm going to I'm gonna run over here. Guys, I'm so confused. I'm gonna cast healing channel.
Okay, you're still casting it?
Casting it. I'm gonna take one of my resolve points away and cast it in a 30-foot radius,
Okay.
which I'm assuming is gonna hit pretty much everybody here.
Is it gonna heal the zombies?
No, it will not heal the zombies.
Okay.
Just my frenzies.
Alright.
Where is my okay, current. So 2. Go. Marks down. So what is that? Like 2d8 or something? I think that's what it was.
It's 2d8, yeah.
Okay. Whoop.
Nice.
So this only heals
So-
real damage. So
Yep.
Rue,
7 points of damage.
you are fully healed. Richard, you are fully healed. In terms of real hit points. Okay.
Guys, we're getting down to the nitty gritty.
All right. We come back to not nice friends.
Are we fully attuned now?
Oh yeah. Yep.
I feel like I've given myself a wide berth so you guys can, like, do what you need to do.
God.
So
Can we do it in
trying
unison?
to awkwardly unfurl its tongue off of Filsick's dead body. You see this thing fumble, Richard, and can take full advantage if you
Oh,
like.
he rolled a 1.
Well, okay, let's see. Well, I'm gonna. Wait, when you say full advantage, is this gonna be my turn?
No, you get an attack of opportunity right now.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm just gonna fucking hammer down on it.
Okay.
Give him the hammer.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Hammer toe him.
There we go.
Give him the.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
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 Yeah,
Alright,
that's
you,
what happens.
you swing
You
it,
know?
you swing and miss. It's sloppy all around. It's sloppy everywhere. Rue, you're feeling pretty fucked.
Dude, sucks.
But D1 comes into the center of the cavern, just spouting all kinds of shit.
Guys, the savior's here. I've got his head, guys.
Rue, do you wanna explode in unison with me?
Yeah.
I really want to see it happen.
I was gonna say Rue's eyes that are normally very dark begin to glow like white, and he begins to just seethe with anger,
Oh.
and this like light starts pouring off of his body, and then it like charges.
Oh,
Yeah.
please
Mine's
don't miss.
Mine's the same thing, but out
Okay.
of frustration.
And actually, before you do that, let me just confirm something. So, you all should have. I think it's supposed to be. Hold on. The damage die increases with your level, and I don't think I increased some of yours on your character sheet. So,
Oh,
Richard's.
increase it.
It's 1d6 fire damage plus 1d6 additional fire damage per Solarian level, so it should be 3d6.
Ooh.
I'm at 3d6.
Richard, you were
Minus.
not. Let me just fix that for you, buddy.
D6 it.
And I'm just confirming.
I see it. It says it.
Yeah. Okay. So, who wants to? I guess Rue's first here, but you're
Rue.
technically going together.
Yeah. Wait.
Bald
that was
zombie
bad.
seems
No.
to resist.
No.
Hey Fitty.
Sounds awesome.
Don't
What's
take
going
this the
on?
wrong way, but you are a piece of shit for bringing Palandor back and infecting me with these terrible
Got his
rolls.
head.
This has gotta be the Palandor
Yeah.
curse, with Palandor being there.
Space AIDS is a hell of a thing.
I guess so.
Hell of a drug.
Trip once.
There are two in unison, just solar explosions going off. I don't know what they respectively look like.
One sounds
I
like a
can
fart.
see D1 doing this and then firework.
Yeah, just like the healing. Man.
Slow motion.
There's fireworks from one direction and fart noises from another.
Yeah.
That same resistant bald crew member retaliates.
He kills you.
Oh no.
You get 0. Oh my god!
And just slashes across your face or your helmet.
Max
I don't know what
damage
you're
with the 20. Jesus.
wearing. D1.
D1 cries out. Get down. Oh my fucking god, what are you doing? And he uses his laser pistol.
Okay. Are you ducking, Rue?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
It doesn't matter, I've got perfect aim. Don't worry about it, buddy.
Don't move.
Yeah, don't move. Calculating. Shoot him. 2. I feel like I'm not doing a lot with my laser pistol.
It's your turn, Rue. As little blasts come blipping above your head.
Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go.
You channel the lingering solar energy floating around you in your moat and just reform it into your blade in what I imagine is a bit of frustration plus rage.
I'm gonna
Oh, yeah.
guess it looked great on camera.
It
Frustration.
totally did.
At least
So
we'll have
good.
editing. We'll have editing.
Yeah.
We cut out all
Yeah.
the times that I missed.
Like to
every single
imagine
attack.
just like you just explode out and like that's all of your solar energy, but then like you're just so enraged you gather it back in and like a lightsaber basically forms in your hand. And you down
It
into
just,
the
like,
skull of this thing. Yeah.
burns into it. Yeah, I like it.
Frustration.
Alright. The two members clearly wearing, again, Acreon crew outfits or uniforms, now lay dead in the room, along with some of the others.
The little D1 unit he's learning picked up Rue's patterns. He searches the zombie, the bald zombie, for anything, and then he rips off his identification badge.
The
And it's-
bald zombie, in a small holster on the side, has a needler pistol on him.
Ooh, that's what I use, guys. I cry this out, guys. I found the thing I use, and then I rip his identification badge off.
The other one near Richard has just a laser azimuth pistol and a cred stick which reads 470 credits on it.
I take that. I take the pistol I lent the other guy. And I take the new pistol as well. It's like...
I want to walk up to Fitsticks with with Palindor's head. And I want to be like, "Well, buddy, it's not like I didn't see this coming, but now you're dead. You're fucking ruined, and I'm gonna take your stuff now. Take his pistol off of him."
Okay.
And I grabbed the badge from the other dude.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Alright.
Cal, I think I just grabbed the pistol.
I think you got a pistol off the
I know I grabbed all of them.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
I lent Phil that pistol. Claiming it back.
I kick Fiddlesticks.
D1, do you know anything about... I felt like my strength was sapped from me. Do you know anything that could cause that? Or if it's a permanent side effect or not?
In fact, I could detect something for you. I'm looking for it right now. Maybe I can't detect it right now, but I could cast a medicine check, which I'm doing concurrently. It is a 15, and I know something about the sickness that you have. It's a 23 with my bonus, so I absolutely am. I know exactly what you have. It's called space chlamydia. You are totally fucked. Ladies are not gonna want to bang you.
I turned the cameras away.
You have a 1 out of 7 chance of getting rejected by a woman. of your type of class?
Seeing this now on a few of the crew members, it's clear that this is a more advanced stage of the Akata disease. The thing that drained your strength, you feel with this patient will pass after a day's rest.
I pull aside.
There's a door down here.
Buddy, no, shh, you're not part of this conversation. Shh, Rue.
I just whispered it up there.
Over the
Over the
comms.
comms.
You,
Over the
That we
comms.
have.
the comms are totally on. Rue, you've got what I'd like to call space aids. Not good. It's not looking good. Shh, shh. No, stop. Shh. Okay. It's not looking good. But in maybe a day or two, if you rest up and you let me keep injecting your taco, if you let me inject your taco with
The
with
patient
a lot of
slowly walks away.
But I can still hear you over the comms.
Over the
and I'm
comms,
just
yeah.
like rolling
lot of
my
salt.
eyes,
I'm gonna put salt in your taco.
and I think to myself, why again did I consult the D1 unit about?
Look, I am a human encyclopedia of STDs. If you let me inject you with salt in your taco, then you're gonna be just fine. Otherwise, you're gonna die in space. You're gonna be horrible. You're gonna turn purple. You're
And
gonna
on
turn
that-
purple, Rue.
And on that bombshell, I may need to call it soon.
Yeah, no, it's a perfect spot.
2 in the morning.
So, you, Richard, kind of wander ahead into now what appears to be an almost full-scale gravity chamber, and you find an incongruous door, a door that just doesn't quite belong here, one that looks like it fits more on a space station, fitted into more of these strange ceramic metallic paneled walls butting up against the natural cavern walls around it. It stands here blocking your way into something that lies beyond.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think we'll maybe stop there at the door.
I feel like that's a good place.
You I don't know if you check it out at all, but you get a sense that the door is unlocked.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Do we get a sense of our levels? Do we level up?
we'll
Yeah!
we'll get a sense of that when the space master has time to review.
Palindor, be with us, Palindor.
It's the last thing you hear over the comms.
Laughing dear, assist.
I hope that you just like knocked a circuit loose, and it's not even Palindor's head; it's some other random head
Yeah.
from a crewmate.
I am
That's
100. I am 99.9% confident that is Palindor through a space rift, and he has come visit us, and this is where he's ended up.
Checks out to me.
Yeah, exactly. He's got the tattoo. He's got the lisp. He's got.
Oh my god!
He's got the VD and the classic yellow hair and the swords. Like this Palindor, the man who saved the day. When
Did you
all
just had to bring this back?
I really didn't mean to. I was just like, I need a human thing.
well, here we are. Palindor is back. He's in space. He's reconstituted 2,000 years in the future.
Yeah, that's the beauty of tabletop role playing games. I had no planning whatsoever involved with Palindor, but here we are, and it feels, I don't know, it feels
Checks out.
Terrible.
Checks
It feels-
out.
It feels
Checks
bad,
out.
man.
feels pretty good to me. I don't
Wait,
know.
you saved the goddamn world, and you went through a rift that ended you up on a meteor. Like, come on.
I mean, that's pretty great. The fact that you're toting his head around, maybe not so great.
Mm.
Ace Ace died in a dungeon. She was strapped to a table for like
She-
10 years.
She died in a dungeon and was reincarnated in the form of a tiny robot. Her conscious was downloaded
Oh my
into
God.
some weird
But
subroutine.
she got a humor unit though.